Hey, motherfuckers, this is the Lobster here. We have got some fun fucking times, some informative times, and a lot of things to get to in a very short amount of time. We've got a legend, we've got a true pioneer in the field of lulz farming. Besides being everyone's favorite handyman, we're talking, of course, about Schneider. We've got Schneider tonight. We've got other news on the Von Helton front. Breaking news. Besides the fact that Andrea's pregnant, you know, we're just wondering if Von knew that yet. But anyway, whenever you want to come in, Mr. Handyman Schneider.
Hey, what's going on, brother? Happy Saturday, everyone. Can you hear me?
Well, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you fine, man.
All right, cool.
So,
what you been up to today?
Oh, not much. Just fucking around, hanging and banging. Just playing with toys and watching Von Helton videos. Because
yeah, I caught all your uploads.
Well, those are old videos from my old channel that I just kind of like renamed because when they would be like in my upload thing, they wouldn't always have the same name when they actually went onto YouTube. So I had to watch a bunch of shit.
And you have to edit the name afterwards because you don't know what it is.
I'm like, this sounds better, But I figured I'd do a little bombardment of old Von Helton lulz, My videos aren't like singles, like 5 minutes, it's like an album, a whole fucking movie, You sit down, you grab the popcorn, you get a bong hit, or two.
Or four.
And then you watch it. And
it's like watching some shit from the 70s tripping on sometimes. With the music, the psychedelics, the changing colors. It's entertaining.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There you go.
So,
go
ahead.
Did you get my post on Facebook today?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. What?
It's fucked up, huh?
Yeah, no shit.
Man.
Yeah. Tell them about it, man.
All right, look, I got called from a friend of shit. It was a friend of a brother's cousin's baby's daddy's hairdresser. All right, and that's Father Judgment. Apparently, I mean, you know how he does the pressure washing?
Yeah.
Well, they hired him to go pressure wash at the Norfolk Zoo. I mean, that's a big fucking contract. He was
that's a big contract.
Dude, he was pumped about it. So he took all his equipment down there, he set it up, and he was pressure washing at the zoo, and the dumb fuckers didn't realize he was in there and let the tigers into the fucking enclosure.
Oh.
His ass got mauled to shit.
Oh, my God, the humanity.
No. I mean, luckily he had the pressure washer in his hands, so he was able to fight the tiger off with that. So while running from the tiger enclosure, you had security, you had, I mean, the people that were working the popcorn stand, they were all trying to get to his aid, but the tiger enclosure was right next to the monkey enclosure, like where you sit and you eat lunch and you watch them. And a fucking monkey threw some shit, hit him right in the eye. He tripped, fell into the rhino enclosure. Bitch got stomped to death. Father Judgment's dead. Can you believe that shit? See, if he would have had some tiger rocks, he would have been fine. There you go. Shout out secular opinion. Happy Saturday, motherfuckers.
First, wow, this is hard because, I found out just the other night, right, that Kenny KPZ actually faked his death, right? I didn't understand. I want to know where I sent flowers, I sent gifts. I want to know.
It was a hell of a funeral, man. Yeah, we was pouring milk to the homie.
Yeah, I heard it was actually
cats. So
yeah, I heard it was actually aired on the internet, but you had to have a super secret code.
Look, straight up, the whole thing about Kenny's fucking death, and I'll tell you what. To cut the shit, I was in a hangout about 4 months ago with Kenny. All right.
Right.
And it blew me away. I was sitting here on a Sunday afternoon on my day off, and Kenny has an account that is not Kenny. All right. It's a certain name. And so all of a sudden I see it pop up live on YouTube. I'm like, oh shit, look, Kenny's live. And it had like 3 viewers. So Kenny has no desire to be the same old Kenny he used to be. Okay. So
Yeah.
the whole his death thing was a fucking joke, because we all know how fucking gullible Von Helton is. Hello, Kelly.
Well,
1,
Vaughn
Kelly
didn't
2,
believe it because,
Kelly 3.
you know.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
So anyways, the whole thing wasn't even intended to be serious.
Right.
Just
well, yeah.
a joke, you know?
Yeah. And I know literally, I know some people don't like Kenny, and some people have literally, like me, I have no idea about Kenny. Right.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care. You know, it was just, you know, Kenny Cape, because Vaughn used to always scream at Kenny Cape. Yeah, it's the name, right?
I know the real Kenny. I mean, not like we're best buds. Hey, you and I even had a falling out at one time, and it was a simple little, it was a disagreement. All right.
Oh,
and it was about trolls, haters, and naysayers. And I went on a kick because I had people in there fucking with me. And this was many years ago.
Yeah.
This wasn't just this past recent thing. And this was a long time. And we had a disagreement. And I said, fuck it. And I left. He didn't kick me out. I just fucking left. And then one day on Facebook, I mean, but we were still friends on Facebook.
Right.
And he just sent me actually, I think he clicked like on one of my posts. And that was about it. And we sent a couple messages back. And then it was like, it was some stupid shit. And we didn't even remember what we were arguing about. But I mean, that just beckons to the people that James brought together. And I want to make a public service announcement right now.
What's that?
I will no longer refer to him as Vaughn, because there is no Vaughn in his name in 9 generations of Helton. And I can upload the pictures right now if you want me to. So
are you trying to tell me that he's not distantly related to Vlad Tepes then? I mean, please tell me that part is still true.
I don't know. Just like, he does have a Robert Frost in his family, but it's not the same Robert Frost. It's like Robert Uberfrost. And the guy lives in Kentucky his whole life from like the early 1800s to like 1850.
Yeah.
He does have a Robert Frost.
I don't know. We have side chat. I just, but, Kill Switch is even in. But, yeah, I remember when he was going at it with somebody that was using the name Robert Frost, and
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy as shit. It's like, dude, you know, it's like, somebody, John Smith, you know, I mean, a simple name, any name, right? Well, you can't use your own name, you know, or use another name because, you know, somebody else has it, you know, and it's not even.
I know. Like there was only one Robert Frost in the entire history of the Americas.
Yeah.
It's not
Try
even
to find people on Skype. Try to find people on Skype sometimes by the name you know them on YouTube. Sometimes there's 15 or 20. Yeah, I mean, just a ton. You know, so you know, there's a lot of people that.
Hell, my last name is like the 6th most common last name in the world, and 8th in America.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let me see. Kill Switch is out there. Big shout out to Kill Switch. He says, "Have you seen Vaughn's security system? Did you know that he has a security system in the kids' room so that he can lock them in there and just watch them on camera?" And although that left us speechless for a moment, it wouldn't surprise me, because he does have that new security system.
No, you know what that's for, right?
What, the Muslim terrorists that are going to come after him?
No,
Paranoia.
It's so he can watch Ma Helton's trailer for when the kids come running across the yard towards his trailer to knock on his door, because he keeps the door locked 24/7 while the kids are over at his mom's. So that way, when he's playing Dongs of Fallout, you know, he knows when the kids are coming. So he can put away the little Punisher.
So that's what I was going to say. Does he play Spanky Spanky with video games, do you think?
With strap-on modifications and horse vagina? What do you think?
Yeah, that's true.
What do you think?
Yeah. And women that urinate and defecate, you know, and have periods.
Them video games got to be so realistic that your woman's got to be on the rag.
Yeah, how many people, you know, and apparently Skyrim is a big thing, right? You see a lot of people play Skyrim. I was at Best Buy last year, and I saw this big Skyrim box and all this stuff, you know, and I'm like looking at this pamphlets or, you know, stuff, brochures they had about it, and I'm trying to look at it and stuff, and I'm like, it just looks like a regular video game with it's out there.
Look, brother, hey, I'm going to admit it right now. Father Judgment on Xbox. Fucking add me if you want. I'm a 51-year-old man who gets on Xbox Live, all right, with my son playing from his house, and we play Madden football. We play Grand Theft Auto 5, and we sit here with our headphones and we talk about our days.
Right.
How was your day, son? And it'd be one-on-one, and we chill and we relax. And that's my downtime.
Right.
In the mornings, I'll put on Red Dead Redemption, all right? And I'll just ride my horse out in the country and just shoot defenseless animals and hunt them. And it's so relaxing. I love video games, but video games are my stress relief from my job.
Right.
They are
and
not
I understand
my life.
that. But the big question is, do you have like really dirty time sex with game characters that you've created, you know, and do some really nasty things to them?
Yeah.
Make sure they poop.
I'm sorry.
You know?
I have no dongs of Fallout mods in my Xbox. No, I play racing games, football games. You know, I play games to entertain me. I don't play games to live a fucking sick, perverted life through. Matter of fact, I'm glad you're on to that, Patrick. How do you like that ergonomic? Oh, my back is killing me from all this hard work of sitting in this 11 hours in this chair playing video games. So I better order a new chair so that I'll feel healthier.
Well, yeah, you know, he's got this ergonomic fucking back support, lumbar support. I got this regular desk chair, right? And for lumbar support, sometimes I stick a little pillow or something behind me, you know, or I don't sit down for 12 hours, you know.
No.
And if I need to get up and stretch, but you know, him having the bad back because of that, you know, I mean, it's a good thing that he had the foresight to buy that chair, that the same kind that race car drivers use. You know what I'm saying? And doesn't even understand how to sit in it correctly to get the benefits that the chair supposedly has. But yeah, that's just an observation, you know. I mean. Yeah.
I mean, damn straight.
But
if it was good enough for Dale Earnhardt, then damn it, it's good enough for jacking off to Fallout 4 in.
No shit. NASCAR wasn't the same after Dale died, man.
I know. That was a very, very sad day.
Yeah, but and that steering wheel too. You know, Schneider. I got to tell you, you know, when Vaughn. I don't know if you saw what I did yesterday, but when Vaughn had that unboxing video for that steering wheel and pulled out that really fancy Dan knife and everything, is proud of what he got and everything, you know. Well, you know, I remember, you know, Vaughn always likes $500 keyboards, you know, because those $10 keyboards, sure, they'll work, but you know, you want to have the good keyboard, right? Well, periodically there comes a time where, you know, you got to pull out the right tool for the right job. And by the right tool, I mean something that's plastic, not bone, but plastic, cheaply fucking made, but it'll cut you up, and it'll open a box too. So we simulated a excuse me a unboxing of a $7 keyboard, because the last keyboard that I bought lasted me about 5 fucking years. The only thing that happened was, you know, the letters you started to be hard to see. But yeah, I wanted to show Vaughn that, you know, I could outdo him on that unboxing thing, because everybody loves a good unboxing video. We all know that. Only a hater. Only a hater.
Oh, hell, man. That's the first thing I search on YouTube when I wake up in the morning. Unboxing videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice, freshly, newly delivered Amazon knife. That imitation plastic made in China bone handle. Pure bone. Straight for him.
Yeah,
Hey,
you know.
You want me to give the link out or what?
Yeah, who wants in?
I don't know. I don't know.
Find out who.
Look,
let's
dude,
see.
that's what I'm saying. I've been in one hangout in like the last 3 years.
Yeah, let me see. Brad Silverdog's out there. Ambulance Girl's out there. Lamorty. Hey, Ambulance Girl, how you doing? You were supposed to call me. We like to talk dirty to each other on the phone.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But yeah, let me see. Does anybody?
Sometimes I thought about tripping and falling. All right.
Yeah.
Just hoping that Ambulance Girl would be the driver. When the ambulance
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just a minute.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I hear she's hot, man.
Ambulance Girl.
You know.
Since I am a maintenance man and it is my manly duty, if you ever have any problems there over at the house, you ever need your plumbing fixed, give me a call.
First time she called my house, I was in the other room, and my wife picked up the phone with the message. She goes, "Someone's calling for secular lobster," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I had talked to her once before, right? But the message was like, she goes, "Who the fuck is this?" But you know, yeah, we get along, we talk. But yeah, great person, and apparently someone else that's headed to federal prison.
Oh hell yeah!
You know,
that's the one thing I'm hoping for, is wherever the fuck the hell cell is, when that judge smacks that gavel and says, "Prison with you," with no trial, no hearing, just the words of
bailiff taking away.
James Paul Helton.
And remember,
take him away,
he's gonna have the same power as any other lawyer, right? When he's representing himself. So he'll be able, you know, if you disrespect him or mouth off to him in court, he'll just call that bailiff, you know. Bailiff, take him away, you know.
That's right. And hey, as an attorney, don't forget, he's saving that bail jumper money because he's also a bounty hunter.
Well, so he
goes down and catches his own guys, and then brings them into court, and then goes to court as the lawyer and prosecutes them.
But admittedly, he's a real estate lawyer, not a criminal lawyer. So he does throw that disclaimer out there. So, but yeah, representing himself in court. Well, you know what they say about a person that tries to represent themselves, even a lawyer. Well, it's not really a good idea, or, you know, but
I could only imagine.
Let me see, Mr. Rugby Moosehead or Loosehead. We all gonna go to jail, folks. Absolutely. Just Darren's in there. Lamorty. Vaughn ruined his own life. He's in there. Man, that guy, he's
Hey, Von Helton was in here earlier.
Oh, was it? Was it the real Von Helton, or was it?
No. Well.
Oh.
It sure.
Well, you know, it could be. Yeah, in this timeline, it could have been Von Helton. In another timeline, it could have been.
Hey.
But
don't forget, the Von Helton of the old timeline was a pussy. Because all he ever used to do was just threaten to take motherfuckers to prison. He was a pussy. Not this new Von Helton. No.
No, hell no.
When did he say that? Like 3 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah, that was his former self, you know. But with the amount of Mandela effects that happen and well, if you do the math and the physics of the Mandela effect, you'll find that it's a good excuse for Von to literally blame everybody in the fucking world for his failures in life and for just being a complete shit rag to humanity.
One day, I am waiting for him to just unleash into a fit of rage and blame the trolls for that F he got in the 8th grade long before the internet existed.
What was it an F in?
Home ec.
Are you going to tell me that Von Helton got an F in home ec?
Breaking news.
The way he talks about his culinary skills. I mean, I took home ec.
So did I. Motherfucker, so did I. In San Diego.
They're like, yeah, absolutely. Me too, actually. But, you know, I took a semester in high school too, but you learned how to do certain things, you know, like sewing on a button. I mean, bigger things than that, but you know, it was like how to do things around the house, how to cook, so you know, the whole gambit.
And I went to learn how to make cookies and hit on the girls.
And meet girl. Yeah, absolutely.
Because there was only one other dude in the whole home ec course.
Yeah. It's like, dude, man, you're taking home ec? I said, yeah, I got a date on Friday night too.
Fucking hey. And she's a cheerleader.
Yeah, it didn't have to be a cheerleader though.
Because look, it was always the good, wholesome Mormon and Christian girls who wanted to be dirty behind mommy and daddy's back that took home ec. Because if mommy and daddy made them.
See, yeah, absolutely. And what a lot of younger people don't understand right now is they are a product a lot of times of what happened at a drive-in movie.
Hell yeah.
Because you know, but yeah.
So if you want me to post the link out, I don't know, ask, and I can put it in the outside chat.
Yeah, put it in the outside chat. See if anybody wants to pop in.
All right.
I was hoping that smooth talking Paulie would come in, you know, because you know I'm looking to sell my mother, you know, for a buyer for my mother, you know.
Are you really?
And I heard he's so fucking smooth that he could sell my mother for me, you know, because I need the cash, you know, to be honest with you. And
he
probably has a life.
Yeah, he posted on Facebook and sent me a message, says he was going to be on the lake by 9 o'clock this morning. I love that man. That man, I'll tell you what, I am going to say something right here in front of everyone. I am going to admit this to everyone, that the one thing that I am grateful for James Paul Helton entering my life is the friends that I have made through him.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Wayman, I would take a bullet for that man. I have known him for a long time. And I'll tell you what, that is, you know what? 85% of America wishes they had a marriage as good as he is, because he and his wife are exact duplicates.
Yeah.
They are the greatest couple in the world. And they are, you know, they will open your home to people, strangers they have met off the internet.
Yep.
He is a good man. And same thing with Sean, you know, George Bush Pimps.
Yeah.
I mean, I have met so many people
that
I have been friends with for like 10 years, that I've watched them meet, get married, all right, and have 3 children.
Yeah.
All right. Through all that time.
All of
And I've watched their
all
children
because
grow
of
up.
Baron von Poopy Pants.
Damn fucking straight. So the man was good for one thing.
Yeah. Well, that was the one thing that I used to tell people, when there was like issues like in trolls, haters, naysayers and stuff, and people were going back and forth. It was like, you have to understand that oftentimes, literally, the only thing that brings a certain group of people together is Von Helton. That is the one common denominator, whatever you want to call it, in so many people that we know, right? And once you get past that, it can get a little bit dicey at times, But yeah, I've met some really, really great people, really wonderful people that I've talked to over the years. I've been doing this about, well, the lobster thing about 7 years, but 6 or 7. But yeah, I've had people contact me, talk to me, personal conversations. I've talked to you. I've talked to Paulie. He called me the other day, about the whole, we'll call it the discernment.
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys had talked since then.
Yeah. But he was nice about it.
Of course,
like I told people, everybody has to eat a shit sandwich or two in their life, and has to like it and ask for more. And
brain fart.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I am not in the least trying to shit on what I did to some people's feelings. Okay, that it wasn't my intention, because I didn't. But the way Vaughn responded eventually, I messaged you and I was like, holy shit. Sometimes when you leave good bait in long enough, you get a fucking hit.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah. I mean, and then he goes into the discernment thing and Chang's, death, and Kenny KPZ, and all that stuff, the whole history of people doing this and shit. I knew Vaughn wouldn't believe it, just the way he responded to the first video I did, and then didn't respond at all to this one. So I was like, even the stuff he said in the video, he's like, I knew it was fake. He says, he says, goddamn, you used to look a pig, he says, who the fuck would do that,
I know.
Well, so that was like,
the thing about that whole thing, and I got to start off by saying, about Chang 13. All right. Billy, his real name was William. All right. And Billy was my friend. And this goes way back to the blog TV days. I mean, this goes back to like 2008, 2009, maybe 2010. I forgot when Billy unfortunately shot himself in the head. And I was a friend of his on MySpace at that time. This was way before Facebook. And his sister messaged me on Facebook or on MySpace the night he did it. We used to hang out on Blog TVs. Remember, Blog TV, you used to be able to have a host and a co-host. And Billy and I used to, we would jump on there together. That was my crazy fucking days. That was Friday night, drunken nights. Oh my God, Blog TV was so much fun, because even though Von Helton brought so many of us together, there were so many nights of all of us drunk and stoned off our asses that the name Von Helton never even fucking came up at all. And it would be like 5-hour blog sessions of all of us drunk off our ass. And Billy was one of them. And sadly, just life got too much for him, and he shot himself in the head. Now, IG, Inventor Gorilla, I knew IG very well. IG used to do maintenance at an amusement park. That was what he and I had in common. And he used to send me pictures of him being on top of a fucking roller coaster of like a 50 horsepower motor that it would take a crane to change. I mean, the thing would be like 800 pounds. And so for that motherfucker to sit there and spew I was right again, number 8,000, because I ain't never wrong. And to say that Shang isn't dead and that IG isn't dead, and I got something I can go into, but I ain't gonna do it because I want it to be happy. You know,
well,
he said the same fucking thing about my wife. That my wife wasn't dead. So I ain't even gonna get into that now because that had just set a negative tone. And it's Friday, Friday, motherfucker.
Absolutely not a negative tone when you're talking about Von Helton, because when Von Helton talks about other people, he apparently either doesn't own a mirror or chooses to, I don't know, see what he wants to see. You know, when he calls, you know, he called you a fat drunk, you know, and if you want to drink on your time off, go get him, you know. Vaughn likes to chow down on Hello Kitty ice cream pops and little cans of Chef Boyardee lasagna noodles and, you know, spaghetti with a spoon, you know.
And gallons of sausage gravy.
Yeah, and fucking
no steak, no biscuits, no fucking toast. Might as well just suck that shit up with a big fucking 1-inch straw right out of the fucking bowl.
Yeah, but yeah, no. When admittedly, I started like on the internet really more or less in like 2011, and I wasn't into the drama. I mean, the whole Von Helton thing. It wasn't until like 2013 where I discovered G-Man and Von Helton about the same time, and it was just a beautiful thing. But I was watching secular opinion videos because atheists and all this. So I saw this secular opinion, and I'm like, oh, let me check this out. And he's talking about fucking Von Helton, and I'm like, it just got me fucking hooked, you know, from like day one. You know,
secular opinion is the god of Von Helton. He owns Von Helton.
Yeah,
and secular and I even had a falling out, and we haven't talked in like over a year. But secular opinion is Von Helton's fucking anti whatever you want to fucking call him. He's like the anti-Christ to that pagan motherfucker.
That's the guy that will ever be uttered out of Von Helton's lips, you know. And when I was like, you know, calling myself secular lobster instead of like the lobster or Grampy lobster, I started getting away from the secular thing because a lot of people thought that I had something to do with secular opinion. And I'd be like, no, I've been in like 2 hangouts with him briefly. Once he said, hey, lobster, or something like that, or, you know, and the other time he had made a bunch of videos that week, and he goes, well, you've been busy lately. That's literally the only conversations I've ever had with the guy. But people thought because we both used the word secular at the beginning that somehow we were connected, you know. And that kind of got really fun, you know.
I miss them old days, man. I mean, and
I used to watch them and just fucking laugh, you know.
Oh my god, that's what it was all about, was fucking lols. Because I guarantee you, I know for a fucking fact, Polly never called CPS. I've had Von Helton actually admit that I have never called anybody, and no, I have not. I have never taken anything from the internet into the real world, motherfuckers. Right. Never. You know why? Because then it's no longer about lols. All right. Then you're going out of your way. And I don't blame people, and I will not judge people who have seen shit. Because look, like I said, I go back to the days where, look, okay, I have a story for you.
Okay.
On a Friday night, I came home from work one day, and I walked in my front door, and my daughter's sitting on the computer, and she said, Dad, that Von Helton guy's on the internet. And I laughed, and she laughed. All right, because us as a family, we all had our little things we were into, but guess what? It was all in the same room. Yeah. Our computer was in the living room. All right. The TV was in the living room. So usually it was my wife and my daughter sitting there watching TV. My son would be playing his PlayStation 1, and I'd be sitting there laughing at the bastard. Yeah. And every once in a while, my wife would look up and go, he did not just fucking say that, did he?
Yeah.
So Back then it was all about lulls.
Yeah.
Okay. And
that's how I got it. I just thought it was,
and that's how we all developed our friendships. Was like I said, there were times that we would have 4 and 5 hour hangouts, and that fucker's name would never even be mentioned. But to listen to that schizophrenic bumfuck Egypt living motherfucker, diaper wearing, thank you very much, I forgot. No wonder he wears them camouflage pants, because they got them, them straps on the front where you tighten it up. So it can be real loose and baggy. And when you slip it over your diaper, you just pull them pull strings in the front, and it creates kind of like a belt above that.
It was pointed out to me that in his unboxing video, when he stood up and turned, you can see that white tab. And
oh, dude, I mean, just look at the shape, and it really, I think I caught it on your thing, that diaper. And I've always been kind of curious, so I went back and watched a few of my old videos.
Probably why he admits to having wet farts, because when you get to my age, 51, you have what they call wet farts. They're normal. Everybody has.
This is getting some like junior high radio shit right here now. Hey, give me 5 minutes, man. Entertain your guests.
Absolutely. We're going to do some entertainment here. We're going to look at the side chat. Just Darren wants to know if Von Helton's watching this. Let me see. Let's go up. Oh, let's see. I Churn So says, do you think Hazmat has to come out and tackle Von Helton's trailer and the foul odor in there? Well, we're not sure about that. We do have some reports that Hazmat had been called out there. We're sending our mobile team out to Manchester, Kentucky to check that out. Let me see. Ambulance Girl admits that she likes the boys still. She admits that she has really nice boobies. And let me see. Mr. Rugby Loosehead. Yep, I've been both of those guys for a while too. They're great guys. I bet you he's talking about me and the fucking Schneider man. Let me see. John Barney. There we go. Woo woo. Excuse me. He just wrote woo, right? Capital letters. Ambulance. Just Darren. I was sad because I thought you really died. Darren, will you shut the fuck up, please? Okay. Anyway. Ambulance Girl. I was kind of glad, to be honest. What, did I died? Let me see. Hilton. Oh, come on, Lamorte. When you start making these big fucking words, I mean, that's kind of crossing the line with me, What is this? Necromancy? Okay, I'll go with that. I've been kind of, let me see. Ooh, Hilton, Necromancy brought you back to us. Oh, okay. Ambulance Girl, I've been kind of tired of your shitty videos for a while. Hey, Ambulance Girl, you need to watch your attitude there. Because I could shake my finger vigorously. Don't be a hater, right? This man. Calling my videos shitty, Ambulance Girl, really? I mean, fuck's sake, Anyway, Just Darren was checking on the obituaries in Rhode Island. Yeah, I'll bet you were. Chan 13 was a sad death. Ambulance Girl. Schneider. Yeah. Well, Schneider's sad. Ambulance Girl is sad. We're all sad that Father Judgment had that bad, untimely death. And I think we all have memories that we could share. And just coming together at one point and talk about our memories like we did with Kenny KPC. Let me see. Okay. We're really getting fucking behind here. Ambulance girl is professing her love for somebody. Basically not me, because she told me that my videos were shitty and she was tired of them. I watched a video which she was mentioning some Kelly video incident. Do you know what the Kelly incident was all about? Well, you know what? In a video that's going to be uploaded after this hangout's over tonight, you're going to find out. There's going to be clues. So uh, stay tuned, right? Because this is like a never ending little fest.
What about the Kelly video?
Yeah. Somebody was asking me about the Kelly video and would I know anything about it.
Kelly 1 or Kelly 2?
Well, depends. You know, are we talking about Kelly 1 or are we talking about Kelly 2 and which timeline, right?
Exactly.
But the conversation with the young lady in, let's say across the pond, and that was talking to Vaughn and
Kelly 2.0.
You know, well, yeah, the secret tapes, the audio, exclusive content. Don't tell anybody any different.
You want to hear the funniest shit about Kelly 2.0?
What's that?
The morning that came out, that was released. Yeah. I got about, literally, I shit you not, like 10 seconds into that video, and I went, fuck, I know that voice. I know that voice. And I literally contacted her on Facebook right at that moment. And she's like, familiar. And she's like, shh. Yeah. She met her husband through Trolls, Haters, and Naysayers. Yeah. He literally left America, all right, and went over there and married her. They're two awesome fucking people. They're great people. They're not together anymore, but they're still friends. And man, I have never laughed so fucking hard. All right, watching that video for the first time the day it debuted and knowing exactly who the fuck she was.
I mean, yeah, I watched it and it was re-released into 4 parts, and I've seen all 4 parts, and I released part 1 with this latest video. And actually, there was a couple spots in the video that I was trying to do all day. I was trying to have it ready, but because I wanted you to see it before this hangout, because I was hoping it would trigger you a little bit. When he was talking about your drinking and
how I'm a drunken fucking bum and I beat my children and
and your wife,
I beat my wife to death and all that shit, and my children fucking ran away from me.
Yeah,
at first that it pissed us off for about 2 days, and then my daughter's like, Dad, consider the fucking source. Yeah, and that shit went on for a year. So at that point, my daughter's like, Dad, just give it a fucking break. Just don't even listen to him for a while. Just tune out. And she was right, and I did. And then he literally just, when he got to the point where he was fucking raging about me because I made one simple comment on one of his videos,
right?
It just opened a rage after 6 fucking months that I had ignored his ass. And that was the point where Father Judgment's wife ain't even fucking dead. He's faking that shit too. I demand to see a fucking death certificate.
Yeah.
Right? So the whole video that he's talking about was, yes, the night my wife died.
Right. Okay?
My wife sat in the hospital for a week and a half in a coma.
Right. We've talked about this.
Yeah, she was walking down the steps, and that was her last memory. I got the phone call at work. All right. And sadly, it was my grandson, who was 2 years old, that found her. All right. And went and alerted her mother. So I got the call from work. I went home. So long story short, he says that she's not dead, that she's demanding. So when he made that video, my daughter used to subscribe to him.
Yeah.
She's like, no, that's it.
Enough. She subscribed just because you thought it was funny?
Yes. Oh, she used to fucking laugh at his. Who in the world does not laugh at Von Helton? Look at his, go to his Facebook and look at his videos he's posting. He shares it with 2 people. One person I know, because guess what? She's my friend on Facebook too. Shh, don't tell anybody. And the other one is a fucking porn bot.
Yeah.
It is a fucking porn bot. So anyways, that's his whole life. That's his relevance, is sharing his videos on. He has 2 friends on Facebook. Why? Because he is shit on everything and everyone in his fucking life. And guess what? It's everyone else's fault.
Well,
nothing is ever his fault. So anyways, so my daughter, she said, check your YouTube. So I literally checked my YouTube at 6 o'clock in the morning, and my daughter made a video addressing Von Helm.
I think I saw that.
Yes, I still have it. And and there was no rage. She is my daughter, and trust me, you piss her off, I hate when she's pissed off. All right. And she's one of the people that stays pissed off for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
That you just better walk the fuck out of the house, go to the park, buy a 40, sit and chill and let her calm down.
Yep.
All right. But she was calm, cool, and collected. All right. And she had enough. And that was it. Her name is James Paul Helton, which is his legal name.
I thought it was Irv. Did he get changed from Irv?
Yes. I will. Look, I have 9 fucking generations. I have 280 years of his family documented on ancestry.com. Here's the thing. I have 9 generations of his Helton side. I have 6 generations of his mother's side, the Frost side. I am a genealogist. I've been a genealogist for 30 fucking years. So don't fucking challenge me, bitch, on your history.
How many Cherokee princesses are in his family?
A big fat motherfucking 0. Yes, I can literally.
What about all that information that Chief Big Titties?
Chief Redbird?
No, that guy that was in that shack or whatever the fuck it was, had all that stuff.
Oh, you mean all them handwritten fucking Post-it notes?
Yeah, I called him Chief Big Titties.
Stuck to the wall of his trailer. That was his cousin. What the fuck is his name?
You definitely got some Cherokee royalty there, bud.
You're at least 172% Cherokee there, bud.
Yeah. Got Cherokee royalty on this side, Cherokee royalty on that side. Shit, too. That was a goddamn baron, too, man. Your Queen wants to fucking knight me. I don't know what good that'll do, because I don't think there's any value in it, not in this country. Queen puts a fucking sword on your head, on your shoulder, and says, you're the knighted. There's no monetary value to it,
Now, is that any way to talk to a man who has a Romanian fan club? It's national fucking holidays in Romanian fan club.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I wanted to let you know that I'm wearing my camouflage shirt today in honor of Kim Jong-un's brother's death, just like when Vaughn put on the pickle suit that day to commemorate the same thing.
Yeah, I tried to go find mine, but when I left the secret undercover black ops of the janitorial corps, had to destroy all my uniforms so that Russia would never find out that was me.
Hey, I do have something that may be of some interest to you. Vaughn likes to talk about, him spending 9 months in the military, and then the Army offering him a general discharge under honorable conditions and an RE3, and then put him into a civilian capacity mode in the United States military. And everything that he did was so fucking secret. But as you know, I'm sure you know that a lot of documents, a lot of things that used to be, a lot of things are being declassified. I mean, there's a lot of covert things that we're finding out that happened in the Cold War. Hell, there's documentaries about it. There's books about it. It's all over the place. But Vaughn's was so secret that there was no paper trail. And it turns out that there is a way that we can honor von Helton for his civilian capacity in the Cold War, and that's with the Cold War Recognition Certificate. A viewer sent me this link yesterday, and it says the Cold War Recognition Certificate is a recognition certificate awarded by the Secretary of Defense to all armed forces personnel and qualified federal government civilian personnel who faithfully and honorably served the United States anytime during the Cold War era, which is defined from September 2nd, 1945 to December 26, 1991. Anyone who served in the military or the federal government during this period is authorized to receive this certificate. Congress established the Cold War Certificate in Section 1084 of the fiscal 1998 National Defense Authorization Act. The Department of Defense designated the Department of the Army, which that's a good thing because Vaughn was in the Army and trained by the Army too, among other things, right? Let me see. Department of the Army as executive agent of the Cold War Recognition Certificate Program, whereupon the Army established a website to explain the procedure for requesting such certificates. So apparently what Vaughn did in the civilian capacity during the Cold War, he's eligible for a certificate. And so I'm sure what he's done now isn't is classified. Maybe there's a book deal in it for him, maybe a movie, but I think Vaughn should get the recognition that he so richly deserves for, for not having to speak Russian.
Yeah, but do they give that certificate with clusters for cleaning latrines?
Well, I'm sure, because
I mean, it's probably like, like when you get that badge, on your uniform. We've all had them.
Yeah.
And do you think they put a mop on it? It's like a little brass mop. What color do you think the ribbon would be? Like green, like spick and span or some shit.
Oh yeah, I'm guessing that.
Green, a little mop on it. Because I remember him. He was bitching about having to pull weeds outside the HQ, outside the headquarters. Because he ain't no sergeant's bitch. No, goddamn it.
That's part of
he joined the army to drive tanks, motherfucker.
Well, yeah,
and kill the Russians.
Yeah, I don't play Susie Homemaker. It's like that's part of being in the fucking. You're always painting something, sweeping something, mowing something, cutting something, cleaning something, because there's always another inspection around the corner.
Exactly. You're always digging holes over here to make a pile over there.
Yeah, I mean, I've spent 8 hours in a fucking motor pool, literally doing nothing but sweeping. You know what I mean? That's what you do.
Dude. Base duty. Did you ever have to pull base guard duty?
Yep.
Where your whole company is split up among the base? Fort Leonard Wood, fucking Missouri. It was like early December, like first or second week of December. And they send us out to literally, it was the motor pool. All right.
Yeah.
And this was, look, Fort Leonard Wood is a combat engineering fucking base. Their motor pool is like a fucking Ford motor plant in Detroit's fucking storage yard. One trip around it is like 2.5 miles. All right. And you're expected to at least walk 2 in that 1 8-hour shift of base guard duty. It's in the middle of the Ozark, or we used to call, oh my God, fucking mountains. All right.
Yep.
In misery.
Dark as fuck.
In misery. And they don't give you no guns. Fuck no.
Yep.
All right. They give you a stickball bat. Okay. Yep. And you got to walk around this fucking motor pool. It's cold as fuck. It's like to use a line from fucking John Candy in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. How cold do you think it is? 1. All right. And you're walking down this trail around this 2.5 mile fence. Motherfucker, about 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm walking this path, and I swear to God, I had like a 12-point buck come crashing through the fucking trees like 5 feet away. I shit myself. I fucking shit myself.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. See, he don't have stories like that. It's
Yeah.
no, I was killing pimps and saving prostitutes in Killeen, Texas.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the whole thing, you know. I mean, everybody has like stories, or you know, barracks stories. You know, I mean, barracks rats. You know, people sneaking barracks rats in the fucking the 4th floor. Well, that was known for some really fucked up shit that used to go on up there. It wasn't the most sanitary place at times either. But oh, he told me he loved me. So did all your friends. But crazy shit. But yeah,
you that worked at the PX that slipped over the barracks during lunchtime.
oh yeah. But no, it's just stories. I mean, having a guy run in front of a gun position one time with a boar hog chasing him, right, in the middle of winter with 3 feet of snow. You know, guy thought it was a bear. You know, I mean, yeah, just stories of anything from basic training to your first permanent party station. The first thing your first sergeant ever told you was
like eating pussy on the Berlin Wall. I had
never did that.
Oh no, I had the coolest fucking top sergeant. All right, like every day at about 5 o'clock. All right, that was mail call.
Right.
Smoke him if you fucking got him. All right, and that was before he would cut you loose. And he would chill out, sit up there on that parade stand that we had behind the barracks, and he would tell us all kinds of story about the 80s, the early 80s, late 70s, and the Berlin Wall, and him standing fucking guard duty on that shit. And then he would slip right into, just to wind it down for the evening before you went to the mess hall, he would tell you about all the German queef he banged from the bars in Berlin.
Yep.
That was Army. I got some great Army fucking stories, but it ain't fucking parachuting down into Nicaragua with old Painless.
Yeah. That's the fucking Canadian border.
Goddamn right. Them muzzies, they're letting them muzzies walk through with goddamn RPGs on their shoulders. With Canada fucking t-shirts, M60s, just watching them walk on by. But they wouldn't let the Punisher through because damn right I was wearing my t-shirt.
Yep.
Don't you find it amazing how he switched from one comic book hero to the other?
Who was his first?
I guess the Punisher is
the
retired.
Punisher, the Sorcerer Supreme,
Now the Sorcerer Supreme is his new life.
What I find funny on so many levels is the fact that when he understands that people tell him that look, this shit's not fucking real. You know, your sorcery shit, your spells and everything, it's horse shit, right? And they're like, oh, I know they don't believe me, but, you know, the gods do this for me. And the gods, every spell I've ever made, you know, has come true. I mean, look at the Brown Derby, you know, and it's like, dude, nobody thinks it's real. I mean, some people out there, sure, they're going to get spiritual. They like the little pagan shit, you know, and, you know, they have different, you know, and whatever, you know, but he thinks it's literally like happening. You know what I mean? And that's what I find really fucking funny, is because he doesn't understand that everybody thinks it's funny, even when, and the more he insists upon it, the funnier it gets, you know?
You know, the really sad part is he had some really, really great friends. And they're probably some of them are probably watching this right now. All right. Who just wanted to go into his hangouts, like his morning coffee hangouts, chill out, talk about life, All right. I'm not going to name them, but you all know who they are. And I love them to death because even though they were in there hanging out with a guy that I laughed my ass off for 10 fucking years, you know, I separate them from him, even though they're hanging out with him. You know what? I don't judge people on who they hang out with. All right. Like there are people that he has totally fucking just within a 24-hour fucking period flipped shit on and went from being best friends, all right, to they're cursing my fucking amulets and they've been destroying my life for the last 3 years. They've been my friends. Why? Because you find out that they dared to go into a chat room of somebody else's and say, hey, how you doing? Oh my God, you're convorting with internet fucking terrorists.
Well, look at Christina.
You deserve to be locked up in prison too.
Well, look at Christina Blackfeather. You know, she
about.
was pretending to be Vaughn's friend for a lot of years.
4 years.
She comes across as a nice person and everything. I mean, and she used to be in his hangouts a lot and everything. And then she started making jewelry for Vaughn and was putting fucking spells on it. And that's why Vaughn can't get a woman and can't get any kind of financial gain. You know, so, and that's the thing, you know, I mean, that's the reason you can't get a fucking real life woman and you've got to fucking fap to fucking Skyrim chicks. You know what I mean?
Fallout 4, get it straight.
Fallout 4, whatever the fuck it is, you know.
Hey, look, I've been trying to post the link, but it says, oops. You see, goddamn, Hangouts ain't the easiest goddamn things. Those are actually Von Helton words. I never do Hangouts. I don't know how to post the link, but it says remove any web addresses and try again. So it won't let me post the link because I know there are people that are probably trying to get in. And I'm going to pack another bowl, brother. I'll be back.
Okay. Well, I am going to try something right now.
Exactly, ambulance girl. When did he ever have fucking financial?
Oops. All I did was
anything.
Fuck. Yeah, that's the whole thing. I mean, when did he ever? When did he ever have financial? Literally anything. You know what I mean?
Look, his financial rewards came in about 4 months ago when he probably got that big fat fucking back check for
Jerry.
Thank you. Yeah, I wasn't going to go into that, but he got one big, huge fat. And I pray to God that, and I'm not a religious man, but whatever you want to, that Ma Helton said, oh, fuck no, motherfucker. You better give me at least half of that shit. After supporting your deadbeat ass your entire fucking life and supporting your beautiful, I love his children. They're gorgeous fucking children.
Oh, yeah.
They are. They're cute
little kids.
They are wise beyond their fucking years. Brother.
Yeah.
The man is making videos so that 15 years from now, he thinks his children are going to look at some shitty Schwann's microwavable fucking beef stroganoff in a little birthday party leftover plastic fucking bowl and think, gee, Dad was father of the motherfucking year. No, you know what? 15, 20 years from now, they're going to remembering shit. I got locked up in a motherfucking room and I was writing I am hungry on the wall. I was shitting on slats from a bed missing. And I remember that, hell, 90% of the time we were at grandma's. Dad? Who the fuck is Dad? That's harsh. That is harsh. Yeah. But you know what?
Hey, I put the link. I put the Hangout link in my Google Plus page. Because if I close this window, I don't. It happens sometimes. But yeah, if you go to Lobster's Google Plus page, there's a link if you want to pop on in, say hi, you know, or call me a long-haired fucking freak, you know, socialist, come guzzling hippie or some shit like that. But
I know, it's kind of breathtaking, ain't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing that the way he is convincing people that his utilities were going to be shut off when they weren't. That he was a single father struggling with no support from anybody, without knowing this whole story.
Send me your PayPal donation so I can keep the lights on.
Yeah, so he can do his job, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you send him money, then he'll be able to do his job. It's like, dude, if that's your job, you suck at it and you need to get a new one. You know, I mean, if you're going to beg for money, you know, because literally all he does anymore is just go after trolls and haters and stuff like that. He doesn't even really put out like crazy content anymore, you know, because it's all about the trolls and haters and shit like that.
And that's sad. Man,
yeah, I mean, well, it keeps me in videos, you know.
Yeah, I know. But I used to love his old shit because, look, I'm going to admit it right now. All right. Nobody.
Some of his old stuff is funny as fuck, man.
Yeah. But nobody in YouTube history or Google history can ever accuse me of speaking of anything religious or political. I don't talk about it. All right. Because number one, I don't give a fuck. I ain't got time for that shit in my life. I have never brought that into the Google world. All right. What I do on Facebook ain't got dick shit to do with Google. All right. And I keep them separate. Yeah. All right. I keep them fucking separate because Facebook's my family. You fuck up with my family, I'll be knocking on your front fucking door. So that's why I keep them fucking separate. All right.
Well, I've had a lot of people. I mean, it's like a couple of people said, you know, when I asked how they got my Facebook account, they said all they did was Google the lobster. I showed up.
Yeah, I know.
So, you know, I've got I have a lot of friends that don't comment literally on anything. Certain people I know will respond to certain things. You know, I'm in a lot of different communities on Facebook, and I'm like, well, you know, people are gonna do shit. People are gonna, you know, whatever. But you know, at this point in my life, I really honestly don't give a shit. You know.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I mean, it's funny when people like. I mean, when Vaughn says stuff and. Okay, when he talks about the dead, you know, how he respects the dead, right? And then he goes and shits on Sandy Hook.
Oh, yeah.
Or I was watching one today that I was having fun with about the Boston Marathon bombing, right? Yeah. Nobody died, nobody lost any, you know. Yeah, so he respects the dead, even Inventor Gorilla, right? A friend of his, right? Yeah. Couldn't even accept the fact because he didn't see a death certificate or an obituary. Well, who the fuck are you to I mean, fuck. You know what I mean? So literally everybody that passes away, unless Vaughn sees proof, you know, and whatever proof you give him, he's going to claim is photoshopped, right?
Yeah.
And not real. So you're not going to like change his mind if you actually send him a copy of a genuine document, right? So he's got you know, but he has no problem shitting on dead people that are literally fucking dead, right? Because, well, they're not really dead, right? So he's got that little loophole. And you can't, if you say anything, you're a hater. You're lying, right? You're obstructing his freedom of speech.
You're a terrorist.
Yeah. And it's okay to take Vaughn off the internet, but if you speak bad about Islam, you know, fuck you. You know, I've done Islam. I've done Muslim videos before.
Oh,
you know,
my God.
I mean, I've done Muslim videos, you know, because it's just as stupid as any other fucking religion, you know.
Not to interrupt you, but you bring up that one point right there. He was raging on fucking Blog TV one night. All right. And he still does it fucking today. And the dumbass can't figure out why his fucking Facebook keeps getting flagged the fuck down. because you're sitting here screaming about how every Muslim in America, no matter if it's a 6-month-old newborn or an 84-year-old Muslim lady that's been living in America for 62 of them fucking 84 fucking years, who are just as American living, may love the fucking New York Yankees and eating apple pie old lady. You need to be thrown out of the fucking country. And how are you going to be thrown out of the country? You're going to be deported. And I asked him one day, what if they refuse to go? And that Hitler motherfucker said, well, there are ways to do it with a wall and a gun. Okay, motherfucker. That was the day it was on. Right there.
Yeah.
When you're telling me you want to put 6-month-old babies against a wall and shoot them if their parents refuse to leave America, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I mean, the fact is, Muslim terrorists and, extreme Islam, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is something for another discussion and stuff that people get into. But people talk about Islam all the time on the internet and criticize the fuck out of it on the internet, and they don't get their channels shut down. Sometimes they'll get a video flagged or they'll get some flack for it or something like that. But they don't necessarily have the videos taken down for the reason Vaughn does. Vaughn wants people to literally die. Muslim, their holy book says they're going to take over America. It was a 30-year plan. We've been at war with the Muslims since 1776 and the Treaty of Tripoli and all this shit, and Blackjack Pershing kept the Muslims away for 36 years,
And
let's wrap some fucking baloney around a gun barrel, and he's got 3 small kids.
Mighty scary, ain't it?
Huh?
Pretty fucking scary. Fucking scary.
I mean, and I was reading when he was talking about that CPS shit, that shame on me, shame on you fucking bullshit, where he's blaming all the terrorists or the internet terrorists and the trolls and haters for being responsible for kids who died in foster care or from lack of help from CPS. And because they were always at his house, not understanding that the state of Kentucky isn't as small as he thinks it is. and just doing a basic research, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky is one of the CPS is like one of the family services type stuff, is one of the lowest funded things, like it is in most states, right? You get a lot of overworked fucking people, right, that get into it for the fucking right reason, right? And the average time is that somebody would call somebody's house in order for them to actually send somebody out was 5 to 6 fucking times, because they were so overwhelmed with the work they had. So insane. Just the fact that Vaughn thinks that every time they call that CPS comes out, if there wasn't the fucking internet, right? If the internet didn't exist, Von Helton would have CPS at his house just as many times as he did with the internet.
Dude. Look, number one, the first time CPS was even contacted was from the UK grad clinic, which is the welfare fucking clinic that people on welfare take their children to. All right. And they were sitting in the lobby. All right. And the nurse literally looked at the bottle and saw that the formula they were feeding them was rotten. It was nasty. I mean, you're talking milk fucking 2 weeks,
Clever
3 bad. Yeah. You're talking that shit's almost like a week away from being cream.
Yeah.
So they called CPS first. The very first fucking time CPS ever got involved. So how do us quote unquote trolls, how did we know about that?
Yeah.
He went raging on the internet about it. Now, the point I was trying to make earlier was I came home on a Friday one day. Von Helton was on. My daughter, I walked in the door and my daughter tells me. All right. I went to bed about 10 o'clock that night. Von Helton was still on. This is like 5 hours. I woke up the next morning. The whole family's asleep. They're all in their rooms. I go downstairs. I fire up the computer like I do every morning. I wake up 2 hours before work so I can just check my social media, check my Facebook, you know. He was still the fuck on. All right. This was all night long. All right. So I go to work. At work, I go into my office. I log in at lunchtime. I'm like, that motherfucker still has to be on. Sure as shit he was. I come home from work. The bitch is still on. This is on a Saturday. All right. We're going like 24 hours now. For a man to sit there and scream at the internet about how you can't call CPS if you don't know what's going on in my home, motherfucker, you're broadcasting that shit 24/7, the arguments, the fights. And I have one more story for you that ties into all of that. One night, he wakes up. It's Blog TV. He had gone to bed. He slept for about 4 or 5 hours. He wakes up and he starts talking about Layla. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say his oldest daughter. All right, how she's covered in Nestle Quick milk. Still being the key word there. Still. Then he goes into a story how his oldest daughter got a hold of the strawberry Nestle Quick and drank half the bottle to the point she was vomiting, that he and his mother had to take her to the hospital. All right. So they come back from the hospital. He goes to sleep. All right. Wakes up 5 hours later, and he's joking and laughing how she apparently had gotten a hold of that strawberry Nestle Quick again and covered her siblings. They were newborns at the time. All right.
Yeah.
7 hours later, because he literally he's joking about it, laughing about it, telling her she needs to go wash the babies. They're still all covered in fucking Nestle Quick in their cribs. All right. 7 motherfucking hours later. Neither one of them, because she's on a Facebook behind him. All right. He's on Blog TV. Well, at the time playing Farmville. Yeah.
Oh.
So he's talking about this 7 hours, and he literally rolls into laughing, both of them laughing. All right. How the oldest child, when she was like, I think she was 2, had gotten into the cabinet under the kitchen sink, or the bathroom sink. Sorry, the bathroom sink. And you know those blue cleaning bowl discs?
Oh,
that
yeah.
You put in your toilet?
Yeah.
Yeah. I doubt very fucking seriously they ever had one in their toilet, because there ain't about cleaning shit in that trailer. Nothing. She was sucking on it.
Yep.
And he was joking and laughing about how she was a blue little Smurf. Mm-hmm. A fucking cleaning bowl disc. And you know what fucking really blows my ass was I remember the night that happened. This was 2 years later. And here, 2 years later, he's joking about his kids being covered in Nestle Quick, and they are still covered in Nestle Quick 7 hours after the fucking incident, after they had taken his oldest daughter to the hospital for drinking half the fucking bottle. One motherfucker would have thought, I better take that bottle and put it up in the cupboard.
Yeah. Or put it in a different spot, maybe a little higher, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, kids get into things. I mean, they like something, and they think it's like, hey, I knew somebody one time when they were young, like to suck ketchup out of a bottle, and that was pretty fucking weird to watch. But yeah, kids will do stuff like that. They like Nestle's Quick. They're gonna fuck yeah, I'm gonna eat the whole goddamn thing.
That's what being a kid is
a lot of sugar. Yeah,
that's what being a kid is about. Is you're curious. All right, you get into shit, but sadly, when your kids get into shit and you don't take it away from them, And then you go, fuck it, lock them in their room and throw them in their fucking cribs.
No
Do you know
bath.
how many nights at 3 o'clock in the morning? All right. Because I'd like go to work at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd get called in. I'd work all day. I'd come at night. I'd be off the next day. Fuck it. I can't sleep. At 3 o'clock in the morning, you would hear him and her arguing in the same fucking room, yelling at each other about who's going to go to attend the 3 kids crying at the other end of the fucking trailer.
I did it last. Remember when they tried the shift work? You know,
yes,
he's up all night. Fuck
the third shift.
Yeah, or he's up all night doing hangouts and shit, right? And all of a sudden, and
third shift.
Yeah, I'm done. I've done my shift. You know, it's your shift now. It's like, dude, it doesn't work like that. You know, I mean, yeah. I mean, my kid's mom, if I would have said something like that, she would have knocked me fucking across the room, you know? It's like, no, it's fuck you, you know? I mean, you do things like that, you know? It sucks at times when you got to wake up at 3 a.m. or your kid needs, you know, but you don't let them like cry and shit, you know? I mean, but yeah, the old thing about instead of nurturing, the old thing about teaching them to cry themselves to sleep. You know, oh, they'll cry themselves to sleep. You know, hey, you know.
No, there is. Look, straight up. There is a time where you've got to try that.
Right. No, I understand that, but that's not a way to raise your child.
No, exactly. You're sitting in your living room and you're trying to teach your child, all right, to sleep in their own crib instead of sleeping in the bed between mom and dad. Right. All right. Because all 3 of my children, they slept between mom and dad for like the first 6 months in the bed. Yeah. All right. And then it was you're in the crib, but you're still in our bedroom. You're like 5 feet away.
Right.
All right. I got my ear tuned to, is she breathing? Is he breathing? Right. Okay. And so then you get about to a year, 2 years, where it's time to move them out of the crib, maybe a year. All right. And put them in a bed in their own room across the hall.
Right.
All right. So, but it's not the fact that you're going to sit there for 3 fucking hours. And I mean, we could hear it all on Blog TV.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
We could hear it all. So, motherfucker, we're going to prison. We're guilty of getting 108 fucking children. And I love the way he just takes a number from 1 year in a news article and times it by what, 6 or 7. And now all of a sudden, I'm going to prison. Ambulance girl's going to prison. We're all going to prison because 108 kids in Kentucky that apparently imagining in his mind, they all died. And we are at fault.
Yeah, because everybody called CPS on him at that particular
moment. My ass lives in Virginia, motherfucker. And so let me get this straight. So he's going to call other abusive, neglectful parents who killed their children, and he's going to report ambulance girl and myself to them so they can send us to prison. How about we call every fucking parent? Excuse me, I'm sorry, that sounded bad. How about we contact every parent of every Sandy Hook victim and send them your videos, motherfucker? I know you're watching this shit.
Well, you know, I hope he is. How you doing, Stinky?
Come on in, bitch. The water's fine.
You found the link last time, Vaughn. It's in my fucking Google. So, yeah. But anyway, no, I
know that kind of left you speechless. Let me, you know what? I'm going to make a peace offering right here, brother. James Paul Helton, because I ain't no blue. Blue trips me out. I ain't making no death threats. I know I rage a lot, but I am just passionate. Okay. Now look, I am going to make a peace offering right now. James Paul Helton, anytime you want your entire documented family ancestry going back 9 generations, All right, with proven court documents. All right, this ain't bad shit. And this is what I don't get is he has some amazing fucking people in his family. He literally had a grandfather, and I think it was his 8th great grandpa or 7th great, I don't know, one of his great grandfathers. He enlisted in the Civil War literally 1 month after it began, and he survived the entire Civil War. He literally enlisted. He was with the Confederacy, and I'm leaving it at that. I ain't saying that's no racist shit, because there were a lot of people down there just fighting to protect their fucking farms.
Yeah.
All right. So he enlisted as a private in the Confederate Army. He survived the entire war. And this man was in like 6 different battles. And he literally got out of the Confederate Army as a lieutenant. All right. He went from now his father.
Well, that shows you all. I mean, I'm not shitting on what the man did, but that also shows the attrition rate. What was acceptable as combat losses, casualties,
especially towards the end of the Civil War for the Confederacy. I mean, you could have been a cook last week and now you're a battalion commander because they got like 1/10. But literally the thing about him is he really doesn't talk about his father much. But he talks about his dad's World War II history, and that is confirmed. His father served in the U.S. Navy. He served on like 4 different ships. And you know what? I'll give it to you this time, Bond. If you're out there, I have found literally the ship record of every ship your father served on in World War II. And if you want it, shoot me an email address. You know where to find it. That's me as a fucking genealogist. That's overpowering the lulz. That's just taking pride in what I do. Because there are a lot of people that all I need is your mother and father. And in like 15 minutes, because Ancestry does it all, it's just clicks. Here's their parents, click, accept, boom. I can do like 9 generations in about an hour of somebody's family. All I need is your mother and father, their birth dates, and where they were born. And guess what, Vaughn? You put all that out there yourself.
So you're going to say Von doxed his family?
Hell, man, about 5 years ago, you could go to yellowpages.com, motherfucker, and find Von Helton Integrated, Crane Creek Road. That's right.
Was that the computer business?
Yeah, that was the computer business. Von Helton Integrated.
I saw somebody had a report.
You know what Von Helton Integrated was a free fucking order of $250 or 250 business cards from the fucking internet. That is what consisted of Von Helton Integrated. Literally, he got a box of free business cards, and that's all the business ever was. Until Jay Stevio one day called him.
Oh, is that how all his potential customers were driven away?
Yes. No. Actually, Jay Stevio set him up. I mean, it wasn't a setup. It was a woman that Jay Stevio introduced to Von Helton. Here, he builds computers, blah, blah, blah. She literally sent him $1,600. You all know the story. I'm not going to go through it. But here's the thing. Literally, that woman, she was rather well-to-do. And she actually genuinely offered Von Helton a job, all right, as a caretaker on a farm. He didn't even really have to work.
Yeah.
It was a farm she owned, and she just needed somebody to watch over, like security.
Yeah.
And was willing, I ain't gonna work for that. I got jacking off to Fallout 4 to do.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a cool job to have, actually, But when you got jacking off to Fallout 4.
Well, not that, but shit. Give me a farm caretaker job. I'd be growing weed like a motherfucker right between the tomato plants.
Absolutely, because that's where you grow in between the tomatoes or the corn, But yeah, I remember back when Candy Rain used to talk to Vaughn, and her, and I forgot all the people that were involved, because I was actually watching that hangout, and they were offering Vaughn support. I'm thinking references, right? Trying to think of another word for it.
Job possibilities.
Yeah, type stuff, and just because Vaughn wanted to, and it turned out in the end, right, that all Vaughn wanted was them to give him money, right? And that's pretty much when Candy Rain made that infamous speech about Vaughn, which I have on both audio and on I think I still have it on video. I know I still have it on audio. It's like in 10 parts, because it was a long fucking speech.
Oh yeah, I remember it. Yeah.
But it was pretty fucking good. But oh, by the way, Bozo, Muta Bozo said he wouldn't mind you doing some checking on that genealogy stuff for him. And admittedly, I can't really see the chat screen in the back there because I haven't configured everything the way I want to do it yet. But
yeah. Well, hey, look, Bozo. Yeah, I see it over there in the room.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a question that has really. Yeah. How long did it take you? The infamous Shakes video, where you do the timeline.
Yeah. How long did that video take me?
Yeah, because I mean, I like that.
About 1 hour in the morning before work. Dude, I've been doing this shit so long. It's fucking, I buried more than I remember today.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck it. Look, the old Father Judgment, I was an insane, crazy motherfucker. Well, I used to sit in my garage, get drunk and stoned off my ass, and rage worse than Vaughn does.
Hey, well, I heard a rumor. Weren't you the one that snuck into Andrea's hospital room and disconnected her oxygen tank?
On the advice of my counsel, I am declaring the Fifth Amendment.
Okay.
Yes, I know. Yes.
Who says we don't ask the tough questions here?
That's
look. We got 24 fucking people watching.
Why do you think I went on YouTube for about a year? As I'm drawing a mental fart. By
the way,
rest in peace.
By the way, rest in peace, Father Judgment, for your tragic, untimely death. Moment of silence. Okay, that's good. But
no, for a year after he claimed that I literally snuck into his wife's hospital, it was fucking Jay Stevio that came up with. He elaborated on the story. I mean, the night that he went off on that, goddamn Father Judgment, I know he snuck into the hospital. He accused me of sneaking into the hospital, going into a laundry closet or a broom closet, stealing a doctor's lab coat, and sneaking into her room and cutting off her oxygen. True fucking story, people. Yes,
you ninja fucker.
I am the one. No, so Jay Stevio, it was like the very following Sunday. That was like a Friday night. So Jay Stevio used to always do his shows on Sundays. Right. And it was a big event, and I miss my brother, man. I miss him doing. Yeah, he's man. That's my brother. If I ever went to Ireland or were to Holland, man,
that'd be fun to party with.
He has offered me his couch, his apartment downstairs for as long as I want. Wow. But anyway, so on his Sunday show, like 2 days later, he elaborated this huge story that I was DB Cooper, that I literally, I left my job on Friday night. I went and I hijacked an airliner. I flew to Clay County, Kentucky, and I parachuted out of that airliner. I landed on the roof. I snuck down through the ventilation shaft into that room. And man, I was laughing. And Jay Stevio just, so for a year, I went on YouTube as DB Cooper.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, the things that you find entertaining about Vaughn, and then that thing where you go from, okay, it's not funny anymore. It gets kind of like you're everybody's got that reason that they hate Vaughn, right? You know, and hate might be a strong word for a lot of people, but it could be the way he treats his kids, his military service, truther move. What was your when you just when was it when your wife died or all that
What do you mean?
drunk? What was that moment when you went from, dude, you're not funny anymore. I'm gonna, you know, I just fucking hate you. You know, that trigger moment where you're like, it's on, motherfucker. You know?
2 days after my wife died,
Yeah,
and that lasted about 4 or 5 months.
yeah,
And it just, like I said, that was when my daughter said, "Dad, just fucking let it go. Consider the fucking source." She's like, "Just fuck with him back. Hit him where it hurts."
yeah,
Oh, James Paul Hilton. How's that, motherfucker? Yeah, guess what? I got your marriage license and I got your divorce certificates. And that ain't stalking, bitch, because that's old shit. 1993, motherfucker. So, but I don't. See, the thing about it is I have never one motherfucking time ever become involved in his real world life,
yeah,
because that's when the lulls end.
yeah,
That's when you become a fucking douchebag. All right. When you start fucking with people's real world lives. And I mean, that's a whole thing about G-Man, and we'll cover that.
yeah. Well, with me, you know, when he like first threatened to turn me into welfare office for double dipping and shit, um, uh, at first I got kind of pissed, right? And then I'm like, okay, fuck, call him, yeah, because I'm not on record there. But
Yeah, exactly.
you know, so then I started having fun with it, right? And he didn't drop it, right? Plus, if you accuse me of something like that, you know, sure, that's when it's not funny anymore. I mean, I can make it sound funny because I think it's funny, but that's where, you know, when he does that, um, that's when I started like really getting personal because I'm like, okay, you're gonna turn me in for something that doesn't exist, right?
Yeah, I know. I know.
Because for
But
me
see,
up until then it was lulls.
that shit right there, it kind of, after that momentary bit of go fuck yourself,
Yeah,
you you change that into lulls.
yeah,
You know? You go, okay, motherfucker, here you go. Like the first day that he said, that father judgment, that Charlie Miller. Yes, ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen, that is my real motherfucking name. That
Oh,
Charlie Miller is the district manager of the KKK. I died. Oh my God.
yeah. Oh, I remember that.
I was
Yeah,
laughing
you were a
so
branch
fucking.
manager, weren't
Oh,
you?
Brent. Yeah, but you know what? Later, after I spilt coffee on that lady at the counter,
Yeah.
I was demoted to second shift manager, assistant to the janitor. So, yeah, so that kind of fucked me up. And especially, and my boss saw the video he made and he said, "No, I can't have no American domestic terrorists working here at the KKK." But hey, after all, I didn't send them protesters down to that Alabama bus station to protect his wife from getting raped by a black man.
Yeah. What's the story on that?
Actually, it was a true story, but it was not a rape. It was actually in the news when
So how did
she
you get involved with it then?
fucking Vaughn's delusions. That was my only involvement. It was this fantasy fucking world of goddamn. Remember when I was a little kid and I was coming home from the ice cream truck and I tripped on that fucking curb and I dropped my snow cone? The fucking trolls built that fucking curb. That's
Absolutely.
their fault. Yeah. Because everything in life has always been everyone else's fault.
Well, you know who really built those curbs? And that was the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds,
yeah,
the Carnegies, you know.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. If it wasn't for the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, that motherfucker wouldn't have a penny of welfare.
Yep. Well, the one thing that I've always found fascinating about Vaughn, because I like to try to read him sometimes. Just I don't know. It's a sick fascination that I have. But you know,
it's called lulls.
Yeah, but when he's saying stuff, you know, you trying to look at him like, how serious is he? Is he really pulling our legs? Is he just a brilliant fucking actor, or does he really believe this shit? Right? And sometimes I think you've got to like sit back and go, does he really think this is really true, or is this one giant fucking joke? Right? That's going to get, you know, or one day Von Helton's going to come out and he's going to say, you know, ta-da, you know, I'm really a well-adjusted guy, you know, which we know that's not good.
Look, a debate went on, I don't know, it was quite a few years ago. It probably went on for about 2-3 months, maybe. Is Von Helton the ultimate YouTube troll? Is he fucking trolling us? Literally. I mean, can any human being have these thoughts of mind? Fucking for real? And something I was going into earlier was, you know, back in his old days, like me, I'm going to admit it right now, is I am fascinated as fuck with ghosts and UFOs. I love watching movies about them. You know, it's a great hobby. You know, it's a fascinating topic. And I have had my own experiences, but guess what? I don't fucking talk about them because that shit still to this day that I go, did I really fucking see what I saw?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Just don't talk about it.
Right. And the fact
people won't go, you're a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah. And the fact that you, even what you saw and you try to describe it, you know, you don't like read one article that may or may not have something even remotely to do with what happened.
You mean read a quarter of the article and refuse to post the link and refuse to show you the other 3/4 of the article that completely debunks the first part of the quarter that you spend fucking 29 minutes repeating the same shit.
Right.
Yeah. You mean like that?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah. When he did the fucking the video with the brain transfers, you know, where they could literally put the brains of serial killers and innocent people, you know, and it's like whenever they talk about like technologies and medicine and things like that, if I read an article that has something like that in it, you know, I might read it, but I don't understand enough of what's being said, really. I mean, I might browse through it, but I don't understand enough of what is being explained to me to really honestly give a shit. Yeah, not that it's not important, but it's like, you know, yeah, they're always doing stuff, you know, science, you know, evolving. Yeah. I mean, you know, this all, but for Vaughn to take that, so I actually did read the article, right? And for Vaughn to take it where he did, right, proves that he is one possibly psychotic, homicidal fucking freak waiting to fucking happen. You know,
he took 18 children, died last year because of shitty fucking CPS work. And I ain't gonna blame the CPS workers because Kentucky, especially Clay County, is a shit hole. Thank you, Donald Trump, for that word. Clay County is Donald Trump's shithole of America. Okay. Yep. And the CPS, it's just like, holy shit, I have one individual out here. And no, I don't believe, and I have said this 100 times, I don't believe Von Helton hits his children. He does not strike his children. He is not abusive in that term of being physically abusive, of striking them, burning them with cigarettes, as he said in his video. And all
he's
that
got
shit.
a potato just in case. So.
Yeah. He always keeps them emergency potatoes. But there are other issues in there within mine.
Yeah.
Okay. We all know that is, and I ain't going to go into all that shit. But I'm sorry to have your children taken away 6 times. And he said literally, it is our fault that 108 children, which all he did was take that 18 number.
Mm-hmm. Hello? Father Judgment, what happened? Did the Illuminati cut you off? Uh-oh. Are we, says we're still live. Father Judgment lost his fucking, but, well, Father Judgment is, figuring out what the fuck's going on. I did a little bit of research. Child abuse. Let me see. Let's see if this is, yeah, Vaughn's little, article that he was reading from was about 4 years older. This one was an update in 2017 that, yeah, they're going to do all these things to correct the problems at CPS in Kentucky, but nothing ever gets done. They have committees, you know, so the state itself really doesn't seem to give a fuck about kids, right? Especially poor kids, right? But I got something else I want to. Yeah, I still got it here. Okay, Cold War. Okay, see if this is the one. I do believe this is it. It's on PDF. But anyway, Kentucky's Children, 2017. Okay. State population is 4,425,092. This is in 2017. This is Kentucky's Children at a glance. Population of children under 18 is 1,010,583, which is like 1 in 3, you know, or, well, that's not necessarily. State poverty rate is 18.5%. Poverty rate for children under 18 is 25.9%. Poverty rate for children 5 to 17 is 24.9%. Poverty rate for children under 5 is 28.6%. Let me see. In 2015, Kentucky had 101,094 total referrals for child abuse and neglect. Of those, 55,209 reports were referred to for investigation. So they've got a lot of shit on their fucking plate already, understaffed, right? In 2015, there were 18,897 victims of abuse or neglect in Kentucky, a rate of 18.7 per 1,000 children, an increase from 5.4 in 2014. Of these children, 92.9% were neglected, 8.3 were physically abused, and 4.8 were sexually abused. The number of children victims had increased 25.4% in comparison to the number of victims in 2011. In 2015, there were 16 child deaths resulting from abuse or neglect reported in Kentucky. 7,538 children in Kentucky lived apart from their families in out-of-home care in 2015, compared to 6,659 children in 2011. Of the children living apart from the families in 2014, there were 2,673 aged 5 and younger, and 1,331 who were 16 years or older. The number of children living apart from their families in out-of-town care had increased 13.2% in comparison to numbers of children in out-of-home care. It goes on with the demographics of, races and, things like that. It also goes down to the fact that Of the 5,125 children exiting out-of-home care in 2014 in Kentucky, 41% were reunited with their parents or primary caretakers. 961 children were legally adopted through a public child welfare agency in Kentucky in 2015, an increase of 5.7% from 909 in 2014. Of the 7,538 children in out-of-home care in 2015, there were 2,579, or 34.2%, still waiting to be adopted. So, anyway, the whole idea of the trolls causing the death of all these people, all these kids, because people were calling CPS on Vaughn.
So let me ask you, do you think when he wins the lottery, all right, do you think he's going to sue the neighbors and the school for the last 2 CPS reports that showed up at his house when he raged about how the neighbors called CPS when he left his children home alone to go down to the corner convenience store to get more goddamn donuts?
Well, the kids are eating them out of house and home. I mean,
just like he sits down and powers down 6 of their Schwann's ice creams in a hangout, and then you hear his daughter in the background going, "Where are all the ice creams?"
Well, to be fair, Candy Rain was telling me that when she was in jail after the big incident she had, when they had Candy Rain thrown in jail, that she did enjoy some ice cream cups. Oh
shit! I didn't know what Schwann's delivers to prison. See, there you go. Look, ambulance girl, we ain't got shit one to fucking worry about. I'll have him deliver some marinara sauce, some sausage, some pepperoni, some hamburger, and we'll be having some spaghetti in ours. Yeah, gabagool. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So do you also think he's going to include, after he wins the lottery, the school in his lawsuit? Do you think he's going to have the school thrown in prison, like he thinks that Google and YouTube is one single entity?
Absolutely. There's that conspiracy thing going right there.
He claimed 2 days ago he claimed he was going to have Google and YouTube thrown in prison.
Yep, absolutely.
Every motherfucker. You're just going to be Bob at Google headquarters walking to the fucking water cooler, and the FBI just going to swoop right in and cuff your ass up. And then it's the hell cell for you, because God damn it,
you conspired.
You did not defend Von Hell.
Yeah. No. You support a 5th 4th century death cult. It calls for the destruction.
So let me ask you something, brother. All right. If you ever won the lottery, what would be the first thing you did?
Honestly, I don't know. I'd like to say I'd be on the first fucking flight to Australia, or I'd buy a giant.
That's like 2 weeks from now. All right. Yeah. First thing you do is call up your son and say, "Get the fuck down here and pick up some money," right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be kind to people. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. That's the first thing you would do. Like that stranger, that just at a moment in your life when you were down on your luck, looked out after you. Like your mother. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? So like most people would be like, okay, my mother has supported me for 54 motherfucking years, because at 17 and at 54, I'm the same motherfucker hanging out in mommy's basement of the trailer. All right. Playing video games from 17 to 54, living off mommy's tits still. All right. Now, God damn it, if I won the lottery, mama would be a happy woman, because I would just, man, my kids, I would take them on a cruise. I would take them to Disney World. I would buy them all houses, all that shit. But James Paul Helton Nah, the first motherfucking thing he's gonna do is blow them millions, suing the trolls.
You know, and the beautiful thing about it is there are lawyers that would gladly take his fucking money.
Oh fuck yes! And you know what? They'd charge him $1,000 lunches. All right,
Yeah.
laughing at his ass, watching
Oh
his
yeah.
videos. On
Well,
their
like
lap.
Vaughn said, that being that he's not poor anymore, he can afford a decent attorney. He just can't afford a high priced attorney. But that being said, he lives in Manchester, Kentucky.
Yeah.
I mean,
see that? I mean, he fucked up right there. Because if he would have said, "I got me a high price lawyer this time,"
yeah.
in 10 years, he ain't never dropped that high price lawyer shit on me.
Well,
no,
he had Mr. White.
Mr. White. Yeah. Uh-huh. And Mr. Green. I guess he ain't met Mr. Black yet, motherfucker. That's my lawyer. My lawyer, Mr. Black, motherfucker. You fuck your shit.
I love that Black Panthers thing, Hey boy.
Oh man. That is fucking classic. That is I mean, that is just as fucking classic as the night he was on a radio show and George Bush pimp motherfucker showed up on the same radio show to call his ass out. And that was actually, yes, that was a legitimate internet radio show. All right. That he legitimately came in there, all right, to be interviewed. And Sean knew all about it. All right. There was no conspiracy behind any of that. All right. The dumb motherfucker posted it on his MySpace. So Sean went, "Oh, bitch, I am so there." And he called in. And that fucker rage quit. Man, that is my brother. Man.
Oh, shit. I remember when Vaughn fell asleep one time in a hangout. And a bunch of people just started going on, and they started inviting people. Vaughn woke up the next day.
Yep. I wasn't in that room, but I was watching. I was sick that night. Dude, that was when I had my kidney problems, and I was in the hospital.
I thought maybe you had the shakes.
No, dude. They had to literally fly a machine down from Philadelphia after me spending a month in the hospital with kidney stones so large that they had to cut me open and take them out. Yes, I was 3 days away from dying. Fuck the gods. See? Yeah, the gods. There you go. Von Helton, you're winning, motherfucker. Hashtag winning.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was in the hospital for a month, hooked up to fucking what is it? The drug shit. Penicillin. Morphine. Yes. I was a morphine fucking baby. Oh my god. I got hooked on the Urkel show. What is that?
I hated that show.
Laying in a hospital 24 hours a day for a fucking month. All right. Because every time my infections would go away, they would come back and they would have to switch my antibiotics. A month in a hospital bed with a fucking catheter tube shoved up my dick. Yes. Living on morphine. It was sweet times. Yeah,
I've had to be on a lot of pain medication. It's a beautiful fucking thing, fucking back surgery, man.
I've had two.
I don't remember
L4, L5, L7, L8. Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember after I came out of the hospital when I was getting driven home. I vaguely remember anything except for being in pain and speed bumps. And we stopped at this fast food place to get food. And then it was an adventure getting me into the house, because when you're that fucked up, things are kind of really weird to begin with. Plus you can't walk. And life on the couch until you can start to walk again.
Oh man. Recovery from my burst back surgery. I literally had to sleep on the living room floor for about 7 months because I had destroyed 40% of the muscle tissues in my left leg. I was misdiagnosed for like 6 months by like 5 different doctors. All right. I had 2 ruptured discs, and they just kept, because it was workman's comp.
Yeah.
You know, so I was being, go ahead.
I just thought of something. You remember how earlier we were talking about like Army stories, even the crazy ones, you know, and things like that? That's like when he talks about his bad back or his hip, that he went this way and his hip went that way, and not knowing much about hips, it doesn't work like that. But, you know,
actually it does, but it's not supposed to work that way.
Yeah. Well,
it's happened to me a few times.
Yeah. But you know, he doesn't. Yeah. But I mean, like his bad back, he's a disabled vet, right? His bad back, his feet, his knees or whatever. It's just, you know, I'm disabled. I got this. You know, he never talks about, you know, back in, you know. Oh yeah, he does. He talks about when he was the Punisher and when he was hung out on meat hooks and all that shit. So that might be a fucking reason to have a bad back. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's got no story. I mean, I can tell you being fucked up in a hospital after they finally was able to give me pain medication one time for my hand. I thought the world was a beautiful fucking place up there on the fucking at the Army Reynolds Hospital in fucking Louisiana. You know, because they had me so fucked up, I'm wandering around in the hallways at night, pushing a fucking IV bottle thing on wheels, telling all the nurses that this is the most beautiful place I'd ever been in. And I don't remember doing it. You know what I mean? I mean, these are things that I was told I did the next day.
Man, but, hey, look, hospitals at 2 o'clock in the morning are the most peaceful place on earth.
Oh yeah, until they want to come in and take your blood pressure or some shit.
Or cut your oxygen off.
Yeah, and God forbid somebody come in and, you know, ninja like through the fucking window to, you know, cut off your oxygen. You know, I mean, people that do that deserve the death penalty. You know, everybody's always headed to federal prison. Everything is literally a felony. Everybody's going to federal prison. Everybody deserves to die. Everybody's a hater. Everybody's a murderer. Everybody supports Islam. You know what I'm saying? It's literally, I mean, like you said earlier, he had friends that would put up with him in his hangouts because he was entertaining. Candy Rain said that she used to like do her morning like chores around the house and stuff, you know?
Yes.
Like she'd be ironing or something and have Von Helton. And then when Von, it started when, and I remember watching this, when Von was feeling all full of himself one day, and he claimed that he's all of a sudden spewed out that if, you know, God forbid something happened to Candy Rain's husband, that she would go looking at Vaughn before pretty much anybody else, right? And it kind of like Vaughn was looking for like that positive answer, and he didn't fucking get it, you know. She's like, no, I'd be single, and it's kind of like, and she said it kind of grossed her out, you know. I'm kind of wondering if she probably threw up in her mouth a little bit, you know.
Yeah, that was pretty much the day that started the downfall between their friendship. And then when he just decided to absolutely completely shit on one of the best friends he ever had in his life, because I remember Candy going back years.
Candy tried to help him. Yeah.
Yes. Tried to help him so many times. You know, I mean, she is just somebody that just wants to go along to get along, have a good time. She wants to chill out in the morning, make her tea, talk about her little plants she's got growing and stuff like that. And she just wants people to hang out with and just chill. I mean, I go into her iBlog. There you go. Shout out iBlog. I am no fucks given. And sometimes when I'm off and she'll pop on a Sunday morning, I'll pop in there. She knows who I am in there.
Just say hi. And
she's just somebody that wants to hang out on the internet and play music and have a good time. Same thing with Christina. All right.
Yeah, I was
just wanted people to talk to. Christina's a super nice lady. All right. She
Yep.
has her beliefs. She's, her things she's into. All right. Same thing with Celeste Kitty. My God, Celeste Kitty used to get vicious at us trolls
Yeah.
until she saw the light of day as to when he flipped shit and shit all over her. I like Celeste Kitty too. She's funny as shit to watch and hang out. All these
Yeah,
people.
I've been in hangouts with her, I think.
Yeah. I mean, all these people throughout all the years they've been decent people just wanting to get together and shoot the shit. And he fucks it all up.
Yeah.
And then don't you ever dare even message or speak to any of my trolls and haters. And do you know why? Because one day one of them might go, tell me something about Von Helton that he isn't telling me. Right. That's exactly what happened with the Wolfpack Hangout Club.
Yeah.
Right. One day, literally, I was sitting there, and it was when I was taking my time off after my wife died. I took a year and a half off. I got my children established. I had all the money in the world. I could afford to take 2 years off.
Well, if you really cared about Von Helton's kids, you would have sent him money.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that's what he used to say. If they really cared about my kids,
they would send me money so I wouldn't have to work. Yeah. So, anyways, one day they just sent me an invite to hang out. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And it was the night after his I can say the N-word if they can say the N-word. And I'm from the streets of Chicago or
Cincinnati. Mean streets of Cincinnati.
Yeah, mean streets of Cincinnati. And I was battling them N-words every day and every night. So if I want to say it, and they're like,
when they stop saying it, I'll stop saying it.
Oh, yeah. And actually, I had been playing on Xbox with Earl. I don't know if you remember Earl. He was one of the members. He had sent me an invite on Xbox because I'm the same on Xbox.
Right.
And he's like, we want you to come into a hangout tomorrow because we want to hear the real truth behind the bullshit. And I laid it all out for him. And it was a 2-hour-long hangout, and they were fucking speechless.
Yeah.
Not a word. One
of my all-time favorites is that hangout that had Mr. Bobator, the guy with the pinched nose.
Fuck it, the psychiatrist.
Yeah, they were mediating.
I know who that was. I know who that was.
God. I was actually in a hangout one time and met him, and that whole thing. I've got a lot of that on audio too.
Yeah,
but I watched that and just people are raging back and forth.
Now, can we have some peace and quiet now? Please? Can we all calm down now? Please, can we all calm down? And see, that's the way it all starts, is we were all our own characters on YouTube.
I just about pissed myself watching that. It was just one of the funniest things,
and that was the thing, like Paulie, he did his art. George Bush Pimp did his thing. I did my thing. And then one day, all of us discovered Irvin Helton Jr. And it was like everybody had their own little character, their own shit that they talked about in YouTube videos.
Right.
And it didn't have dick one to do with that Kentucky Hill Rat motherfucker. And then somehow all of us through this video or that video, it was like we all sat down in a coffee shop one day and said, that's a funny motherfucker.
Hey, Von Helton says best trolling of Von Helton was the RT News interview. Did you ever watch that?
Oh, yeah. Dr. Dissent, that was fucking classic.
Oh. That was Butthurt Lawyer. Butthurt Lawyers out there.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh,
he ain't going to be representing us. We're all going to
I'll go into hell cell, man. But, it's like, how big would the Clay County Courthouse in Manchester, Kentucky have to fucking be? Well, I know it's going to be a slow process, but there's literally hundreds of thousands of people that would have to literally go through there in order for Vaughn to be happy, you know, because see, that's how he wants to make his money. You know, he wants to sue somebody so he can have something that he doesn't have. He can take something from somebody, right? You know, and that's always been his plan, right? That's his whole retirement scheme, how he's going to become rich. I'm either going to sue somebody and make a shit ton full of money because everybody has more money than him, right? Or he's going to win the lottery, or the gods are going to protect him, and the gods, and that's why he's not rich, is because the gods, you know, he hasn't been able to get that one because for some strange reason, you know, and now the fact that Christina made that goddamn cursed fucking necklace and shit like that broke, you know, his financial prosperity futures outlook doesn't look good, you know?
No, no. I mean, fuck, he's said it before. The Christian God is the reason why he's jerking off to Fallout 4, because he just won't bring him a woman. That's right. Remember that? Remember that? Remember that, Von Helden? When you said the Christian God has seen fit to not give me a woman in my life. And now it's fucking Lobster's fault. You fucking terrorist.
Yeah. I was also the second gunman at the Grassy Knoll.
Were you? I don't remember you there that day.
Full disclosure. Yeah. Thinking about writing a book, you know, a tell-all story.
Right.
You know?
I was selling JFK hats over.
You may or may not be included in the book too. So,
you know, did you see my?
Apparently, go ahead.
I was selling JFK hats at the concession stand over on the corner. Should have come over. I'd have given you a discount.
Well, you know, JFK was one of the 3 presidents that wasn't a puppet of the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, and because he was shot.
Goddamn straight. Ronald Reagan too.
Yeah, it's like, okay, how many other presidents have been shot that have served, right? I mean, Ford got shot at by Squeaky Fromm, but
yeah, but thank God he tripped and the bullet missed him.
But yeah, there had to have been other presidents that had been wounded. You know, I mean,
yeah, well, you know, God damn it, if they just bothered to join the Rothschilds, you know, and denounce that fucking atheism, the scourge of the world. Because you know what? You can't have any morality if you're an atheist, because the only way you can have morality in life, according to Brett Keane, all right, is to be a Christian. Unless you're a Christian, you won't know that it's wrong to rob the store down the street just after you banged your neighbor's wife and stole his Chevy.
Yeah.
Unless you know the word of God and the Bible, you know no morals.
You know, that's somebody else that had friends that until he literally shit on pretty much everybody.
Brett who? Brett who?
Brett Keane.
Brett who? Brett who? Is that fucker still even on the internet?
Maybe. I doubt it. I don't hear anything about him anymore. He's pretty much. I don't know. I don't hear it. I seriously. I'm betting he's somewhere. You know, because he's always trying to get people to give him money. You know, if they see fit. You know,
either that or they cut his welfare off and he can't pay his internet bill.
Yeah, but yeah, he's somebody else that actually used to have friends, you know, that used to defend him. Maybe like, sure, he's a nutbag and everything like that, but he's also a nice guy. And when I first started on YouTube, Brett Keane was still an atheist, right? But he was starting to wear thin because, like when he needed his van fixed and his rent was due and just
his
all
bills
this stuff.
paid, and he would call church offices and be ready and cuss out little old ladies working one day a week.
Yeah. When people got kind of tired of him doing that, and started calling him out on it, you know, a couple God believers or Christians, this lumbar thing is really killing my ass. But a couple Christians or God believers
You need a racing
apparently
chair.
felt yeah, they gave him some money, so all of a sudden he became a Christian or a God believer. So he just flipped his entire script, over because now the Christians are being nice to him. But he's literally shit on all of his friends he had on that too. Anybody that tried to help him or did help him, he crapped all over him. He lost friends just as fast as Von Helton did.
Amazon wish list.
Oh God, I remember that. I mean, he's fucking poor his shit and everything. He's got an Amazon wish list that people that make some people go, yeah, I wish I had all that shit. I mean, fuck me, and you want us to buy this for you,
And the sad part is, motherfuckers were. They were.
Yeah.
How fucking gullible is the human race? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And so he had a lot of people doing that for a while, and then people started getting tired of that. He was more successful at it, I think, than Von Helton was.
Oh yeah, by far.
But same fucking, So yeah, you were gonna say something about the whole G-Man thing and Dragnot or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, hold on a second. Now it's your turn to entertain because I have to pee. I'll be right back. Dance for them or something.
Yeah, it's my turn after your turn because guess what? My screwdriver from the drawer is empty. Right, and I need to fix a knob. So after Lobster gets back. So anyways, just so everybody knows, just G-Man, G-douche, whatever. I've never been into it. I'm not into the religion, atheist, theist, all that shit. I'm not into it. But G-Man is another cow on the fucking Lowell's farm for me. And I don't ever watch any of his hangouts. I watch them. I'm like a lot of people with Von Helton. I thank God that there are people out there that cut funny shit down to 3-minute clips so I can be entertained. So apparently, I see a video this morning where somebody called G-Man's work, all right, because somebody else, and I don't know any of the characters, any of the fucking cast of characters, somebody called G-Man's work and he answered the phone after being apparently fired 2 weeks ago or some shit like that. So apparently he wasn't fired. So in the meantime, between the time that he was allegedly fired and today at 11 o'clock when somebody called his work and G-Man answered the phone, all right, there were fundraisers going around to raise money for G-Man. And I don't know how much or if they even raised money, or I'm guessing they did. Like I said, my interest in G-Man is 1 or 2 minute little clips here and there. So apparently the fucker never got fired. All right. Apparently all these people sent money to him. He collected it through somebody else, one of his other theist buddies. And apparently they were sitting back laughing. Well, G-Man didn't get the word till 3 hours after he was discovered at his work. And then all of a sudden he uploads 5 videos every hour on the hour explaining, no, I got my job back today. And that was his excuse.
Well, fuck me. Ain't that a fucking scamming fucking, he did the same thing when he was pretending to be, when he was in a hospital once briefly, and he was going to be out and he was begging for money. And, yeah. Well, G-Man's nothing more than a criminal, to begin with. And you can tell that because when everything started going south for him, he resorted to basically threatening people with gunfire, threatening to travel all the way to their house and have people take care of them. if he was Von Helton, he'd be the pasta eating boys that would take care of that. You know, had to get a pasta eating boys reference. That's another beautiful fucking.
Oh fuck yeah! Up there in
Oh
Niagara. Up there in
yeah. Oh
Niagara.
man.
Yep.
Shit. Yeah,
Yep.
I'll tell you. Not that it exists anymore, but you got some pasta eating boys up on Federal Hill in Providence, right?
Oh fuck, dude! Look, Providence, Rhode Island, was one of the largest
Yeah.
hubs out of New York City for organized crime.
Oh yeah.
Not only the Italian mafia. See, now you're dipping into my shit because I've been studying the mob for 30 fucking years.
Oh yeah. The
They're in
Rhode
that
Island
damn
mob,
thing.
man. There's some.
Oh man! Not only that, but you have the Irish mob.
Yep.
There's a big fucking difference between the Italian mafia and the Irish mob. All right. Yes, and they were huge in Providence.
Rhode Island loves a good crooked politician. I mean,
Oh fuck!
I mean,
yeah.
it's a state where, you know, like if you about Rhode Island politics or mob stuff, Buddy Cianci, right, was the governor of Rhode Island, and he was responsible in a large part for the revitalization of a lot of the downtown area. But he got convicted. He got convicted of some felonies along the way, and went to prison. And when he got out of prison, he ran for governor again and went to prison again for almost exactly the same fucking thing.
Oh yeah.
And to this day, up to the day he died, people either loved him or they hated him, right? He's the former mayor that had his own pasta sauce, right? There's a restaurant on Federal Hill that keeps a table open to this day. And Buddy Cianci died a few years back, right? They keep a table open for him every day. Nobody sits at that fucking table. And if anybody did try to sit at that table, I'm sure the pasta eating boys, as Fawn would put it,
yeah, they would have some shit to say.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean,
I like how he goes, "I'll order me a calzone or some shit."
I'm gonna sit down and order me a calzone.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you go to a fucking I love a good calzone, right? But if you go to a nice fucking Italian restaurant and stuff like that, you just sit there and give me a calzone, right?
Yeah, no, fuck your mussels marinara. Yes, yes. Your chicken Alfredo, your fucking everything.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I do like a good calzone, and they have a lot of good Italian food out here. But just his attitude, the way it's like, that was one of those things where I was like, does he just get carried away with himself and doesn't think about it when he says it, or is this stuff coming off the top of his head? And how serious does he really think that people take this? And is he really serious when he says it? You know what I'm saying?
Dude, he has one of the most creative minds to just flip with shit out of the moment of rage and just like most shit that most of us wish we had the ability to just grab that shit once it's 6 inches out of our mouth and go, fuck, I wish I didn't say that.
Yeah.
And now you know why. Now you know why those of us, all right, at the Church of Common Sense, Father Judgment, all right, now you understand why he calls any video that you record unedited, like his blog TV shows, all right, like his YouTube videos. Now you know why when you repost it, it suddenly becomes a hate video.
Right.
Because back in the day with blog TV, that shit wasn't saved nowhere. Not like a YouTube hangout. Like tomorrow morning, I could fucking log in and watch you and I sit here shooting the shit. All right. But in blog TV days, he would say some of the craziest, whacked out, fucking nutter shit. And you know damn well by the look on his face, he was regretting saying that shit too fucking late because somebody is recording your ass. And
hey,
guess what?
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Ambulance Girl is reporting that She has a special announcement. It does not relate to anything of the topics that I've been discussing, but it is far more important than anything else we have said this far. Question marks. Are you all ready for this announcement? Yes, go ahead.
What, that they have co-ed fucking prison cells?
I
Hell
hope
yeah.
so.
I'm down for that. I'll cook.
Yeah. Well, come on, ambulance girl. Jesus fuck, man. You type fast enough sometimes, and then you stop, you know? She probably took her night-night meds, so she might be a little
Look.
groggy right now.
I love Ambulance Girl to death, but 90% of her comments are like reading War and Peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
She gets her
Absolutely.
point across. Damn
Yeah.
straight.
Well, yeah. Well, I remember when she explained. I put this bright, flashy thing, you know, in a video I did one time. I forgot which one it was, but yeah, she gave me the what for about warning people that might have seizure issues about putting that stuff in the video, right? And I'm like, damn, I didn't know I had to put a disclaimer in the video. You know, I mean, you don't think about stuff like that, but let me see. Emoji. Okay, come on. Miss Ambulance Girl, please do not choose this moment to announce our passionate love affair. Mrs. Lawyer will not be happy. Oh, so is that the rumor that Ambulance Girl and Butthurt Lawyers? Oh my God. Are they having an affair? Somebody wrote emoji and then Lobster Ministries, but hasn't written anything. Yeah, apparently Butthurt Lawyer and Ambulance Girl are bozos, more clone babies. Bozo is a crazy motherfucker. I like him, man. You ever talk to him?
No, but I used to remember oh shit, it was about a couple years ago. It was funny. He would just be sitting in Bond's hangouts, painting, not saying shit. People would talk to him.
He was also Mahatma something Irvin the Fourth or something.
Yes, I know. And it was so funny that he never realized that Bozo was talking shit behind his back, conspiring on Skype for 4 years. Hey, brother,
Now
I need to go dig another. I need to go dig another screwdriver out of the drawer. My nails broke. I'll be right back.
Oh fuck. Okay, yeah. So Ambulance Girl, I'm not really sure what you said. It's up there. What is up there? Wahahaha. Bozo is nuts. He's a nutty way, a good nutty way. Yeah, I mean, Bozo's fun to talk to. I mean, he doesn't answer my calls sometimes, but then again, most people don't because, well, but anyway, so Ambulance Girl, you need to be more specific. Scrolling up and down, trying to see some cryptic message that you're writing about some special announcement. You're hijacking this whole thing, you know, and I think that's because you're jealous, right? And I think that's one reason why you're you're afraid to talk about Butthurt Lawyer, you know, because you're ashamed, you know, that well, you've been caught. Another troll and hater and naysayer caught doing bad things. Hijacking is a felony. Yes, hijacking is a felony. I actually remember in the 60s when people used to try to hijack planes to Cuba, right? That was a big thing. There would be hijackings and everybody wanted to go to Cuba, right? Yeah, seriously, it seemed like every week for some reason people wanted to go to Cuba in the 60s, and that's what they'd send the jet to Cuba, or it didn't always turn out well for the hijackers, but it was stream hijacking is a felony. It's a double felony. Is that what you're doing to me there, butthurt lawyer? Are you like secretly recording this for when I have to go to Lowell's court? Because if you are, that's double dastardly dirty tricks, man. You know, because this is private talk with all of you out there. Yeah, the Cuban hijackings almost became mundane. You know, I mean, because it happened all the time. You know, I mean, there were movies. You know, people. I'm like, oh, another hijacking to Cuba. You know, where are you going? Oh, hijacking to Cuba. I mean, it was really a fucking thing. You know, but it was the '60s, a different time. You know, back with you know, back in the day, sitting on the curb across the street from the Roxy, sitting in front of the Amco station with Bozo, drinking toilet coffee and talking about the days of ripped cervix, you know. Come on, ambulance girl, what is the fucking announcement, right? You have just totally disrupted all of my motivation thinking like that and everything. You know, I practice this all day long. And you've just kind of just destroyed my motivation thinking, my train of thought, and everything. Yeah, hijacking to Cuba and streaking. You wanted to be a streaking hijack. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Apparently, Von Helton is saying that Andrea's child is half black. Wouldn't that make Von Helton, or wouldn't that make Stinky fucking happy as fuck? You know, his kids will have half black step. Well, that'll prove that Von's not racist. You know.
The hell are you talking about? Hey,
well, apparently,
he has black girlfriends on Skyrim.
No,
How the
but
fuck can you call him a racist?
No, but apparently Von Helton announcement that Andrea's kid is half black, and Von hates it.
There's a Von Helton salute for you.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing. When he burps and farts and shit like that, and picks his fucking skin and rubs his face,
scabs and swats at fucking trash flies.
He goes, oh yeah. I mean,
you want to know how when James is lying? When he rubs his hair. When he gets into the most bullshit-filled, crazy, you're laughing your ass off fucking stories, watch how fast he's stroking them locks. That mullet. Well, shaved head now. Did we have another lice outbreak?
I don't know, but whoever cut his fucking hair. Now, I've seen people with buzz cuts like that before, and I got no problem with people that choose to have their in a buzz cut. That's not the thing. But if you look at his head, I think he may have tried to do it in the mirror and just said "fuck it," because there's like streaks and shit, you know, like.
Dude, I am a Kojak.
Or he had a friend that said, "Yeah, I'll cut your hair, man."
Dude, I am a Kojak motherfucker. I have people rub my head all the time. I'm rubbing your bald head for luck.
Yeah,
but you just gotta keep it that way. See, I don't shave my head because I have a lice outbreak in my house. You know, I just look. Do you know how much money I have fucking saved on shampoo in fucking 10 years? Good God, I'm a Rothschild.
Oh shit, man, that's an important thing in this household is good shampoo, good conditioner, and wonderful hair product. Because without it, man, I'm lost. Because you know my hair is the only vanity I have left. You know, and
brother, I was going bald at 14.
Oh yeah, I knew a guy, sophomore in high school. He was in the band, and he looked like a 65. I mean, not facially, but his hairline thing. I was like,
Yeah.
God damn, man, there's like an old man with his hair like that,
If
is the
you
way
take
he went bald.
Yep. If you take a picture of me and my grandfather, both at 50 years old, I mean, I'm his spitting image, bald as shit. My dad died at 51, and he had hair like Elvis.
Yeah.
I mean, his head, he had a full head of hair, and you know what? He was still wearing it in a ducktail in 1986.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my dad still had a flat top for years. Remember those?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Never in our house, but
Oh
we were,
shit.
we were the Elvis.
We got haircuts every other week, whether we wanted them or not, or whether we needed them or not.
No,
You
not
know.
us.
And
Dude,
I
I
know
was
the barber. There were a lot of times the barbers. He even told me one time. He goes, "There's not really much I can do." Um,
I was surfing the shores of La Jolla at 15.
oh really?
My hair was half down my fucking back. Yeah.
Well, my hair. I'm getting a little bit of a hairline up here, a little bit high. Not as bad as some people, but if it ever came to the point of me of going, yeah, it's not worth it. My hair was, losing my hair or something like that. I'd shave my head. I mean, I've shaved my head twice. Once because it was just so fucking hot. I actually went to a barber to get my hair cut when I lived in Oregon, and I walked in there. I mean, it was like 110 degrees, and my hair wasn't as long as it is now, but it was like almost to my shoulders, and it was just so fucking hot. And I saw this sign on the wall that said "Buzz cut $7," right? So when I came out, I looked like a convict. People are like
Turn to
looking
your
at me
left.
like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "It was hot, man." You know, and then one time in the army when I got busted, was restricted to the barracks, and we got really drunk one night, and I told a bunch of guys if they went out and got more liquor when we ran out, like a half a gallon, one of those big bottles, that I'd let them shave my head. So I had about like 6 guys run out of the fucking room and come back with like 2.5 gallons of fucking liquor and a bunch of like really shitty scissors and really crappy fucking disposable razors and
Uh-huh.
beard trimmers and shit like that. And they butchered the fuck out of my head. And the next morning I woke up and I was like, I might as well just finish it off.
You remember when you were in the army, your very first leave after boot camp? How fucking wild you were.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
There was like 11 of us that 2 of them went in and rented a hotel room. All right. This was in Georgia, right outside Fort Benning. 2 of them went in and rented a hotel room. And by 11 o'clock, they had come to our room like 6 times threatening to throw us out. By like 2 o'clock in the morning, the cops showed up and there were 11 of us in the fucking room. It was oh my God. The cops were cool as shit. And they're like, look, we can call the MPs, just get the fuck out of here. And we left.
When I was at Fort Sill, a bunch of us got in a car one night and we drove up to Oklahoma City and we're supposed to see REO Speedwagon and another band. I forgot what it was. We got there the night before. Well, getting up there, right, we're like drinking like a lot of liquor in this guy's car, right? And we got pulled over, right, at this on ramp, and it's or some kind of intersection thing on a highway. And it was dark as fuck, right? And this Oklahoma State trooper came up to our car, right? And there's like 6 of us in the car. We're all drunk as fuck. Everybody's got like a bottle between their legs and shit like that, like putting it down by their feet and stuff. And this cop looked in the car, right? And he just said, need to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't want to do the paperwork. Fuck that.
Well, that and the fact that, and 2 of the guys that were in the car looked like they may or may not have been a criminal, like that type of, like, they had that look like, but I think the cop decided, live tonight apparently or something, this one of me and 6, and this is before internets and radios that were really worth a fucking shit like that. But we got up there and we had 6 of us in a fucking hotel room, really shitty hotel room, and we got so fucked up. We went to the show the night before and got so fucked up. We bought some fake hash from this guy, really cheap, and went back to the barracks, sliced it up, put the wax paper on it and everything, and sold it. And motherfuckers were like, holy shit, they were apparently getting high on it because we couldn't. But being the fact that we'd been in Germany and we'd smoked hash before, we had to know what we were talking about.
Oh yeah.
We spent 25 bucks on this square, about 4 inches square, and about quarter-inch thick, right? Of something that I don't know if you could really get high on it. We couldn't, right? But these motherfuckers, man, we like made a lot of fucking money selling this stuff, and motherfuckers were getting high on it because they were coming back for more, you know. And finally, when it was out, man, it's like, when are you gonna get some more, man? It's like, well, I don't know. We kind of fell upon it when we were at a fucking bar, you know. I mean, how does one? Oh yeah, because these guys invited us. We were sitting up in this balcony thing, and we're smoking some. They actually did have some hash, and the guy asked me or asked us, you know, in a roundabout way, if we were interested in making some money. It's like, yeah, sure, why not?
Wow.
You know, but we never did make the REO Speedwagon concert. We got too fucked up that night.
You know, that's funny. That's funny you talk about that. Yeah, Bozo was just talking about how he saw Speedwagon in '76.
Yeah.
They stopped playing before they stopped playing. Yeah,
yeah. When they started playing all those ballads and shit, they were a great band to watch live.
Oh man,
it was like a band that you would go see at a club, right?
Yeah.
Nothing fancy. Yeah. They just played rock and roll, and then they started doing the ballads and shit.
Man, I was good.
Admittedly, some of those ballads, you know, that one album that really broke them into the mainstream, that was actually a very good album. And there's some songs on there that, you know, can tug at your heart. And
dude,
I think I got a blowjob at least.
That's my teenage years right there.
Yeah, I mean that was me in Oklahoma, you know, in like 1980.
That was me in San Diego my whole life.
Yeah, but
no, but it's funny that you talk about that, because I was thinking about this today and I wanted to ask you, because look, straight up, this ain't no G-man shit. This ain't no hangout from the old days where it'd be like 11 people, 10 people all sitting around talking about shit stain from Kentucky for hours. I wanted to ask you.
I can talk about other things.
Look. Oh, I know that. And I mean, that's the thing. What is your favorite concert of your whole life that you went to? What's your number one concert that you went to?
The Offenbach Festival in Germany.
Right.
Yeah, it was the first like festival concert I'd ever been to. Because I missed Cal Jam 2 and I missed the S Festival because that was like 83 was the last one, but I was still in the Army. But
I remember that.
I saw this festival that had literally every band that was any. I mean, back then they had the Scorpions, Cheap Trick, Molly Hatchet, Ozzy Osbourne.
Wow,
I mean, literally everybody was there. The Who was there. That's when I saw when Roger Daltrey cut his fucking hair, you know, and a lot of people were pissed off, screaming at him. Daltrey, you could. I knew this guy from Boston, right? He was a big fucking Who fan, right? And we're like 50 feet from the stage, and it's loud as fuck, and he can't hear. But this motherfucker kept screaming, "Daltrey, you cut your fucking hair, motherfucker! You faggot!" and all this shit, right? But Ted Nugent came in. Now, admittedly, I don't like Ted Nugent anymore because I think he's a complete dickhead. But but Ted Nugent used to be really fucking popular, right? And he came flying in on a chopper and was repelled wearing a loincloth, right? That was pretty awesome. You know, but yeah, and there was no, back then when you went to shows like that, you know, there wasn't like people getting hurt. There wasn't people committing a lot of crimes, right?
No, no.
People weren't
Everybody was
bringing
there
guns.
for the same reason, have a good time.
Yeah, and well, and yeah, that was my favorite, man. It was just the whole. I don't remember a lot of it because there were drugs involved and a lot of alcohol. But I remember a lot of it. A lot of it was fuzzy as fuck. But yeah, you know, that or I saw Motley Crue. Well, no, I take it back. I saw Metallica, Guns N' Roses, and Faith No More.
There you
That
go.
tour they did.
There you go, brother. How about Appetite for Destruction?
Oh yeah,
1986, baby.
Oh yeah, driving a truck
that
up and down the New Jersey Turnpike, man.
No, dude, that was. I came home
Mr.
from the
Brownstone.
Yep. That was mine. I came home from the Army on leave. I had a 1-week leave. All right. And I loved Mac flights because I could get home in like 11 hours. All right. So I had basically a whole week. So I had already scheduled my leave for like 4 months because I wasn't no special ops motherfucker that was getting called out in the middle of the night. So I was able to schedule my leave. So literally like a month before my leave was coming up, my best friend from like 3 years of age said, dude, Guns N' Roses is going to be here this week at the San Diego Sports Arena the week I was on leave, and I was going home. 1986 Appetite for Destruction concert. Guns N' Roses had a huge, massive plasma screen on the back of the stage. All right. And guess what that was for? That was for like 10 cameramen that they sent out in the audience. And it was so chicks could lift their shirts and flash their tits to the camera.
Concert.
You would be amazed at how inventive those cameramen got with those cameras on a 30-foot plasma screen on the back of that stage. 1986.
Well, I got to tell you, one of the most amazing shows I ever saw was the first time I saw Van Halen. Because that was when Van Halen came out. There was nothing like it, you know.
Oh no.
And it took a lot of people. It was just the right time, you know. They came in and when they first came out, it was a phenomenon for years. I mean, but see, concerts back then. I remember hearing that Judas Priest was coming to the Capitol Center, right? I mean, it was a big thing. It was like an event, right? You know, the Priest is coming to town, or Guns N' Roses is coming. I mean, it was a big fucking thing. And now there's so many. I don't want to say genres or whatever, but even in certain circles, I guess it's still like that. But I mean, if you were into like music, you know, you knew what like certain concerts were like events, right? It was advertised for like a month. People were like, dude, you got your tickets, you know, or tailgating for 3 or 4 hours before the show, you know, back when, you know, that was a thing. You know,
you mean barely remembering the show?
Yeah,
because
pretty much.
Tailgating? Yeah.
Yeah. You know, or saying fuck it a couple times.
Yep.
But
hey, look, I got arrested one time outside of Jack Murphy Stadium for pissing in the bushes after a Rolling Stones concert. Yep. San Diego PD rolled up on me and 3 of my friends pissing in the bushes.
I remember at San Diego Stadium, the Padres were playing, and this is back in the mid 70s, like 72 or something. And after the game, this was a Sunday afternoon game. After the game, Santana was putting on a concert, right? Now, you couldn't give tickets away to Padres games back then. I mean, I went in there
Oh
before
no.
where
Yeah, I remember
you
that.
could buy a 75-cent fucking general admission seat and pretty much sit wherever you wanted.
Yep.
You know, fucking place would be echoish, you know, 1,500 people in the fucking crowd, you know, but Santana's playing. So this Sunday, you know, my parents had gotten tickets, right? They didn't know what Santana was. Well, the place was fucking filled, right? With a lot of fucking hippies and shit, right? And who didn't have proper etiquette for being at a ball game. And oh man, it drove a lot of people crazy, but it drove my parents fucking nuts. We thought it was funny. We're like, wow,
Dude,
we're seeing hippies. And
I remember my uncle had season tickets to the Chargers, and shit, I think I was about 14 or 15. And remember when the Beach Boys played at Jack Murphy Stadium, at San Diego Stadium?
yeah,
It was literally the night of a Charger game, like after the Charger game that night. So my uncle had tickets to bowl. I was like 15 years old. I have never at that time, and this was long before the term MILF ever existed.
oh
There
yeah,
were so many half naked 20 and 30-year-old ladies, and I'm 14 just dying because they're all
yeah,
in bikini tops, drunk off their ass, singing California Girls with shit
yeah.
hanging out everywhere. Oh, that was my memory of San Diego.
Oh yeah. But yeah, San Diego was fun, you know. But you know, see, that's the thing. You're telling people I lived in San Diego, right? And they'll go, "Oh, do you know where such and such was?" Right? And I tell them, I'm like, "Look, I was in junior high, right? 3 years, right? Like sixth, seventh, and eighth grade, right? So I don't. This is like 71 to 73 or something like that. So you know, so I really, if people ask, I remember certain things, you know, certain strip clubs because my dad was in the shore patrol at times. The Body Shop, or what was that one that was right down the street from the sports arena? They had a late night commercial
That
on
was
TV.
Lay Girls. Lay Girls.
Yeah, they had a
Lay
bus
Girls.
and everything. Yeah,
Yep.
but
Sitting right out front.
yeah, I hear sometimes about how drunken sailors are being late girls and get a little bit too frisky or something. But yeah, I don't remember much about San Diego, but yeah, if you tell people, it's like telling people I lived in Long Beach, right? You know, I'm like, look, I haven't lived in Long Beach since I was 12. Yeah, you know what I mean? Well, you know, such and such is. I remember it as a 12-year-old, right? I don't remember it as, you know what I'm saying?
You remember
that's
the
like,
ice cream truck coming down the street?
oh
That's
yeah,
about it.
the ice cream. That was a big fucking deal, man.
Fuck
Nothing
yeah.
like it is today. Remember, did they have like a bakery guy that used to drive around? We had the Helms bakery truck, had fresh bread and donuts
literally,
every day.
that's all we had was an ice cream truck. And
Cigarettes.
you'd hear that bitch from like 3 blocks away, and that gave you time to run inside to mom.
Yeah.
Ice cream man, ice cream man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But if when the Helms bakery truck came around, right? If you were homesick from school that day, that probably meant that you got a glazed donut, right? Yeah, it was a bakery truck that it was like a wood paneled, and they had these drawers in the back, and every day they had fresh bread, fresh rolls,
that's cool.
fresh donuts. Yeah. And
see, isn't that the America you miss?
in a lot of ways, yeah.
Yeah. Don't you miss where you remember block parties?
Yeah.
You remember when
literally your entire party now people get shot.
Do you remember when a time that there might be one person on the entire block that you don't know their name? On the entire block? No.
I've never lived.
Yeah, because your dad was military, so you moved around a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like where I live now, a lot of times people prefer not, you know, it's like you live in the same building for 5 years doesn't mean you even know their fucking name. Well, their name's on the mailbox, but
that's sad, ain't it? That's sad.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, you know, you got people knocking on your door going, "Hey man, you want to hang out?"
I know. Because back in the old days, we didn't have people that would be constantly coming over. Can I borrow $5? Can I get a shot of rum?
Yeah.
Can I bum a cigarette? Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the old days, it would be, hey, can I get a jump start for my car so I can go to work?
Yeah.
That was the
You know,
70s. That was the 70s.
well, yeah, and back then, you know, if somebody did bum a cigarette from you, I mean,
You
I mean,
knew,
cigarettes were cheap as fuck, you
yeah,
know?
but you knew that 3 days from now, if you needed a
Yeah.
cigarette, that fucker would be sitting out there watering his plant, and you'd be like, hey, Jim, can I get that cigarette? Sure.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you want to come over for some ribs later?
Absolutely. Or anything packed in casings, sausage.
Yes.
That's it's a weakness in my family.
Fucking mud on, mud on, mud on. I mean, that's the America I miss, is when people cared about each other. You know? People actually cared.
Yeah, and people now are so afraid because the way they perceive the world, they think everybody's mean, everybody's evil. You know, I don't like this person because of reasons, or people are more standoffish. You know, I mean, you go to certain parts of the country, and it's not really like that. You know, when I lived in Oregon, it freaked me out how friendly people were. You know, um, people would say hi to you on the street corner, like in the South, in a lot of towns. You know,
Yeah, it's still that way
Midwest.
in some parts of the country.
Yeah,
it is.
but for the most part, I mean, in New England, people are more standoffish. People are different out here. There's some communities out here that are very well. There are some communities out here that are very close, and with certain, like on Facebook, right? The town I live in, there's a lot of like groups of people, right, that share common interests and stuff like that, and get together. You know, I mean, I don't know about maybe shutting down. They get together for good causes, or you know, they meet at the park. You know, when they're having a concert series and shit like that. Or, but
and that is a good thing about social media. That is one good thing.
But at the same time, with social media, you get to meet people from around the world, but that also means a lot of times you don't meet people from where you live. You know, because of social media.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, do you remember when internet wasn't a word?
Yeah. I remember I used to hear about the information superhighway or something that was coming. And I'm like, what the fuck are they even talking about, right?
Dude.
Next thing you know, they had AOL and stuff, right? And I'm like, the fuck?
You've got mail.
Yeah. Remember those AOL discs you used to get for the free hours?
Fucking like 8 a week in your mail?
Yeah.
But you could only use one? You could only use one?
But all you had to do was, when your month was over, complain about the service, tell them you were going to cancel it, and they give you like 2 or 3 months. I knew guys that only paid for like out of like in a whole year. I think they actually paid for their AOL like 3 times the entire year, because every time they tell them it was coming up, they go, "Fucking service sucks, man. It's slow. It doesn't do this and everything." Well, how about if we give you 2 months for free, right? And they did that for almost a year before AOL finally caught on, you know. But yeah, that was I mean, shit. I knew there were people that would plaster their walls with those AOL discs, you know.
Oh yeah, some people made some creative shit with those discs.
Yeah, because they were literally everywhere, right? And and some people didn't know what to do with them, you know. Some people thought they put it in your VCR or your, you know, DVD player or something. Found out it didn't work like that, you know. But my first internet experience though was web TV, you know.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's where I discovered internet porn too, by the way.
IRC.
I forgot what the fuck it was. It was before Pornhub. But anyway, yeah, yeah, you could sit there and watch the internet sitting from your couch, you know, watching it on the TV. It's like, wow, this is great, you know. and porn at the same time. You know, but no, times change though. You know, I mean, people get offended by shit anymore. Everybody's opinion matters. You know, and they have to have their voice heard. And if you don't agree with them, you know, you're some sort of sexist, misogynist, fucking racist, fucking homophobic.
You know, and that's the sad thing is everybody's opinion matters. All right. Everybody, it seems like every day is looking for something to be offended. But unless your ass is splashed all over CNN, Fox News, fucking MSNBC, guess what? Your opinion don't matter for motherfucking shit because the media controls this country.
Well,
Look,
yeah.
the media, think about this, brother. The media, as long as I have been alive, the media allows us two political candidates to choose from. Because if they don't agree with one, and you're talking about just simply primary elections for the office of the president, all right, it's fucking two evil sides of the same fucking coin, all promising us literal pipe dreams of smoke blown up our ass of all bullshit neither party are going to keep.
No.
And you know what? That's
because that's what they do for a living.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
career fucking liars.
Yeah. I mean, they you know, I mean, yeah, it's on both sides. I mean, if you don't like Trump, then you had to love Hillary, right?
Yeah.
If you didn't like Hillary, then you had to like Trump. I'm like,
I know.
I don't like either one of them. You know, I mean, for fuck's sake, you know. And Bernie Sanders, you know, he looks like your Jewish uncle, you know, that would have a nice brisket or something. You know, he doesn't. I mean, looks, but perceptions and stuff. But I think a lot of people could have had a problem with, you know, he didn't look American enough, you know.
You know, my son came over today because, you know, and I talked to you about this last night, all right, in messages through Facebook.
Yeah.
The motherfucker kept telling me I'm at the corner, I'm at the corner, I'm at the corner. All right. And you know damn well what I'm talking about. When you call him that motherfucker 3 hours after you talk to him, he said, I'm on my way. I'm on my way, motherfucker. All right. 3 hours later, you're calling him and he's at the corner. At the corner of what? North and South Carolina, motherfucker? You must be at a corner fucking 300 miles away. So my son came over. And when my son has things he's confused about, of course, you talk to dad. All right.
Right.
And it was a lot of his friends. Now, my son grew up in a very, we lived in a very diverse neighborhood.
Right.
It was about, literally, I shit you not, it was about a third white, a third Filipino, and a third black. So
kind of like Navy housing.
Yeah, exactly. But it wasn't.
Of course, we had the Mexicans in there too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, in San Diego? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So he said, I got into an argument with a friend of mine on Facebook the other day. And I said, who? He said, Rodney. And I knew Rodney. I've known Rodney since he was like 7 years old. And Rodney is probably the whitest black kid that I knew growing up. He was into Pokemon, video games, all that shit while living in our neighborhood as our friend. But now he's been literally, you know, he's 23 and it's social media, everything. Right. So now white people are the devil.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So my son's like, I literally drove to his house, Dad. When he started posting that shit on Facebook today, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, you and I were eating in a 4th grade lunchroom together. We've known each other our whole lives. He's like, why all of a sudden am I the fucking devil? And it was because this and that and this and that. And I have never been more proud of my son than I was today when he said, Dad, I looked at him and I told him, why are you letting these motherfuckers divide us? Why?
Yeah.
Why are you falling for this social media bullshit that you either have to be black or white in an issue, not the color, not the color of your skin, but you either have to be pro or con, this or that, this or that. You know what? Fuck, he's known him since he was 4.
Yeah. Well,
and they sat down and they smoked a blunt and they chilled.
Yeah.
And he's like, I kind of made him realize that the shit he's been posting on Facebook is like, you're insulting all your friends from your childhood, Did
he have the ability to understand?
Don't be a tool. Don't be a fucking tool. Don't be a tool of the media. Don't be a tool of the politicians.
Yeah. Well, people, you get a lot of these groups, that protest things for. A lot of them don't even understand why they're protesting. I mean, I remember in the 60s, Cesar Chavez, right? Now, this hasn't got anything to do politically, but we had a neighbor, right, that loved a good protest, right? Well, my mother came home from the commissary one day, right, and she had produce, lettuce and stuff like that. And this girl was helping my mom bring groceries in. Well, she saw that my mother had bought lettuce and got upset because we weren't supposed to buy lettuce. And my mother was like, well, why? Well, it's being boycotted. Well, who's boycotting it? Cesar Chavez or the United Farm Workers, right? And so she didn't, I don't know if she understood exactly, that people are still going to eat lettuce. You know what I mean? But yeah, we used to have all sorts of people back then, but that would come up with a fucking cause, even in the 60s. I mean, but we had our neighborhood. I mean, living like in Navy housing, government like that. We had a multitude of blacks, Mexicans, Filipino.
Exactly.
I mean, there was just a shit ton of literally everything in a neighborhood, and people got along. We were all in the same fucking Cub Scout troop. We were all in the same fucking Little League thing. There wasn't any. Of course, it was a military neighborhood too, but people, for the most part, as a kid, I remember everybody getting along.
Exactly.
And not having to,
You know what? You want to know why?
Street lights come on and everybody's
Time
in the house.
to fucking go home.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because back then we weren't told who we're supposed to hate.
Yeah.
That's fucking sad.
Yeah.
That is fucking sad.
But see, back then too, you had ethnic jokes, right? I mean, I've told people, I remember the Polish joke book, the Italian joke book, right? People would, like ethnic humor, right, was a thing, right? Nothing offensive, some guy, couple Irish guys making fun of a Belgian or it's same with like in religion, Catholics make fun of, there's jokes about a Methodist, a Baptist and all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, I get that. Some people think it's, oh my God, you could just make fun of that and everything. Well, fuck them, I mean, now if you call somebody Japanese, you're racist. Look at kids. Look at, and this has got nothing to do with gay people or the majority of people like in the LGBT type thing. But this whole thing about pronouns now, right? You can't assume that somebody is a certain,
it's like people these days have to send out daily fucking play cards so you know what to call somebody so they won't be offended.
And I'm like, personally, I don't give a fuck, No. And most people don't. But if it's homophobic or some shit, if you don't prefer that, it's called a they them pronoun. And ask me what my pronoun is today. I can change it whenever I want to, depending on how I feel. Well, fine. I don't give a fuck how you feel.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And most people don't give a shit because most people don't give a shit.
no.
You know what I mean? But when people have to tell you their plight, well, you don't understand what I've been through. Well, not
No.
exactly, but a lot of people have been through some shitty things in their fucking life, right? And they don't dwell on it and make this their cause for their entire fucking life, Um, you've got these I don't know. It just people today, they think they're too fucking important, and it goes back to opinions, right? People think that their opinion, whether without politics involved, right? Just anything, right? People think that their opinion should matter in every fucking decision that's made. And if their opinion isn't honored, right, or listened to properly, right, that you're not listening to them. And I tell people all the time, there are a lot of things you're allowed to have an opinion about stuff, but for the most part, in most decisions made in your everyday life, your opinion doesn't fucking matter for shit. So to call somebody, like, oh, they didn't listen to my opinion, well, fuck, they don't listen to anybody's fucking opinion, right? Why should they fucking listen to you, and what makes your opinion that fucking important?
Exactly. I'm a person that's about individual rights.
Yeah.
If fucking Bob and Jerry next door wants to get married, how the fuck does that affect my life? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because next week Jerry may come over and say, "Hey, I need to cut my lawn. My lawnmower's not working. Can I borrow it?" Sure.
Yeah.
You know what? Because the week after that, I may be in my driveway and my truck won't fucking start, and Jerry might be leaving for work at the same time. Hey, can I get a jump? All right. Because what you do in your own fucking house ain't no business of mine.
Yeah.
The only time I have an issue is when people subscribe to a militant of anything.
Yeah.
It's militant. Insert your clause between these two spaces.
You're with us or you're against
and
us.
It could be religion. It could be politics. It could be sexuality. It could be any fucking belief. It's just like fucking, the shit with religion I have a problem with is believe what I believe or I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Religion is based on fear.
And it's a sad militant belief that has infected our society so bad right now that you can't have two people stand on opposite sides of the street and one person have an opinion without the other person having an opinion, and you're throwing fucking bricks and you're dressing up like knights from like Antifa or the Proud Boys, and you're just
they're fighting for your rights, man, for the real Americans.
What they're fucking fighting for is I want to beat the shit out of somebody who doesn't agree with me.
Yep.
That's what it's about. Yeah. That's why I miss the days of we're cutting off the block. It's going to be a pot, it's going to be a smorgasbord. You bring the beans, you bring hamburgers, and let's everybody fucking get together regardless of, you know what? Leave your fucking belief in your house, because in your house, you are more than fucking free to practice your belief. But when you come outside, we are all neighbors.
Yeah.
And we're all just here to have a good time. And guess what? We're all the human race, and we're all Americans. All right. Let a motherfucker from another country, all right, invade us as an army, as a dressed military army, and you will see, in the words of Charlie Daniels, rebels and hippies and everyone else come to fucking gather. Fuck all your petty bullshit beliefs, and we will all unite.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, with a lot of opinions like that, that people, they're just expressing their freedom of speech, or they're expressing their deeply held religious beliefs. And their mission in life is to share their religious beliefs with you so that you can be saved like them, right? And you can, a lot of times people they'll go, okay, I get it, and some people will leave it at that. They might try to, talk to you about God or something like that. And you go, I'm not really, and they'll leave it alone, right? Some people find it their mission in life that they need to save everybody. And then they get annoying, right? First, they're entertaining, right? Then they'll get kind of annoying and shit. And then, it comes into, well, they're, at least they believe in something, it's just how they practice their faith, and yeah, it's like, well, fuck, I don't need to hear that shit because I really don't give a fuck because it's not fucking real, you know. So when it comes to the point where you're telling them to shut the fuck up, then you're shitting all over their freedom of religion, And I'm always like, you've got the freedom to do a lot of things every fucking day that you don't do, right?
Amen. Yep.
So you're choosing to pick and choose those freedoms that you have, right? And choosing to just talk about bullshit instead of doing something else that you're more than free to do, right?
Like go fishing.
Yeah, go fishing,
Go fishing.
fuck off for the day, have fun. But you want to like tell people this shit that unless you believe like them, you're dying in a lake of fire, but God doesn't want you to die like that because he gives you free will to choose him or to deny him. And then, of course, you'll have to die,
In a lake of fire.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like verbal abuse. I mean, kind of sounds like my childhood in a lot of ways,
You want to know the best way to
love through fear,
You want to know the best way to dissuade Jehovah's Witness?
Come to your door in an open bathrobe and a can of beer.
Yes, sir. Like Eddie from fucking Vacation. That's right.
Yep, absolutely.
Look, dude.
My mother used to invite him in. She loved to pull out her Bible and have Bible discussions.
And that's what I go on about the militant part of anything.
Yeah.
If I want to believe in God, I'll go to God on Sunday. Don't bring him to my front door.
We have a Sunday school bus.
There you go. So in the late 80s, I was going into a Ronnie James Dio concert. All right. My friend Steve. And oh my God, reborn Christians are the worst.
Yeah.
Yes. When they have spent a lifetime of what they feel were sinning because they sent money to a TV station and they got a steak knife set out of it, that they feel they got to come to rock concerts and prevent you from entering it. So walking up the steps, this lady walks up. She says, "Have you heard the word of Jesus?" And my mother always raised me to be polite to people.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I have. All right. Thank you. I'm going. The woman stepped in front of me and put her hand on my chest. All right. And pushed me. You are not listening to me. This woman was convinced, just like G-Man, just like Fake Break, she was gonna save the world.
Oh yeah.
I literally looked at her husband and told her, "Look, my mother always told me to respect women. Tell your wife to take her hand off my chest." That was it. And he just
bend her over and fuck her in the ass so hard she won't shit right for a week. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I know people that are really religious. They love them some Jesus, and we can have a conversation, and it's literally sometimes in back and forth. They'll say something or whatever, that identifies as a belief, or something like that, or I'll make a snarky comment, or something, but. For the most part, we don't have to talk about religion and shit because
no.
That's just something that
here's
they're
where
wrong.
I come from.
You know,
If you have a family that has been like religious for like 3-4 generations, you know, mother, father, whatever, but they are religious to the point where they just go to work every day, right? They send their kids to school. On Sunday, they go to school. They just live just a happy Joe you can borrow the lawnmower from next door, and they're not out there forcing shit in your face. All right. And it's just that's what they wake up in the morning with. And if that's what gets them through the day, that they have a belief and it puts a smile on their face and it helps them to be a better person to other people, that's your business.
Yeah.
All right.
More power to you.
Same
You know?
thing. Same thing with people that say God doesn't exist. That's your fucking right.
Yeah.
That is your right to have your belief.
It's your right to get sent to that lake of fire.
Damn straight. Damn straight. I'll be right back, brother.
Yeah. We should be ending this pretty soon. Oh my gosh, we've got some. I've been trying to look at the side chat, but my neck doesn't turn this way. You know, when you get to be my age, he uses a really light strings. Okay, Bozo's still in there. Brad Silverdog, dial up with the phone. Sucked. Mute, just watching work. Fretboard and strings is beautiful. Anybody can do artificial harmonics like him. Bozo, apparently they're talking about guitars and stuff. And mute the Bozo. He found pearly gates, something about whatever. So we are really
yeah.
Checking out the anyway. Oh, Christina Blackfeather's back in. Hey you guys, how you doing, Christina? Mr. United for the Children. Talking about he likes that idea of a 100-piece steak knife set.
That's right. With every donation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what, brother. I've been up since 5:30 this morning.
Yeah, I've been up a long time too, but it's been fun.
Man, it's been a blast, brother. It's been a blast.
But I don't care what people look like. I don't care what color they are, as long as they're not a cunt.
An asshole's an asshole. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, you know. I mean, if somebody's nice to me, or even not even nice, just indifferent, you know, and doesn't have a problem with me, I don't have a problem with them. I don't give two fucks, you know.
No.
But that's just me, you know.
That's what it is.
Kind of an old-fashioned guy.
Oh.
But anyway, Schneider,
I'm gonna sign off, brother.
Yeah, I'll take it easy. It's been nice, and
man, we got to do this again soon.
Yeah, we've still got 13 people watching, so
well, ain't nobody joined, so
yeah, I know. I was hoping Paulie might come in for a few minutes just to say hi and stuff.
From out from the river all day.
Smooth talk me a little bit, you know, to buy my mother because, you know, I need the money, you know.
Like I said, I think he and his wife went out on the river all day in their boat.
Yeah.
You know, it's that shill money. Paulie Cousins was allowed. He was awarded all that shill money to buy boats to hang out on the river.
Yeah.
It didn't come from hard work. No.
Oh, no, it doesn't come from hard work. It comes from somebody paying you
shill money. That's right.
Yeah, it's that it's that government organization. Its sole purpose is to fuck with Von Helton. That's the sole purpose. That, I do need to get a new pillow on this chair, but that's the sole purpose, you know. Because
you need to buy you a racing chair.
I don't even like the way that chair looks, man. It looks like I'm not a gamer. I'm like, that looks like one of those chairs that kids sit in when they're playing Mario Kart, you know?
Look, if 10 years ago he had bought that racing chair, then these 10 years of sausage fucking gravy wouldn't affected his back.
Well, that's true. Because he researched that chair, you know?
Yeah, exactly. If he would have just thought about... If he would have just thought about buying that racing chair all them years ago, then them 12 hours a day of jerking off to fucking video game porn would not have fucked up his back and given him swollen ankles. And with that, I love you, brother. I'm out.
Hey, I love you too, man. You take it easy. And the internet, thanks for showing up tonight. Thanks for watching. It's been a lot of fun. 12 people are still watching. Bozo, Mr. United for the Children, Christina Blackfeather, CT 1600. That's a heck of a name. Everybody else that's in there watching right now, this is Lobster. Hope everybody has a great day, great evening, great morning. I hope your day's just fucking awesome as shit, man. Except for you, Von Helton. You just suck. So anyway, y'all have fun. Bye bye.